You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent Austin Show.
There's a look at Jags headquarters, Miller Electric Center. Jags are practicing, and they'll wrap up over the next 45 minutes or so. We have been here since bright and early in the morning. Well, Action News Jax, Action Sports Jax Day out at camp, and been fun with from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Fox 30 and CBS 47. Now we'll take you until 1 o'clock right here on the Brent and Austin Show. And, I do need a box.
Yeah, man, I was kind of worried about that. You're all right, though. I am 6'6". Don't get it twisted.
I mean, I've already done interviews today with Tony Baselli. James Gladstone, more my size.
Little
Tyson actually is bigger than me, but doesn't look like crazy.
Yeah.
Now, once we did the muscle test, that wasn't good, but that probably won't go well with me and you either.
Let me ask you this with the interviews. Do you find that before practice, it's a little more kind of serious than after practice? I feel like when I got interviewed after practice, I'm happy, right? I'm going in the locker room, I'm going to the AC, I'm going to the cold tub, I'm in a better mood. In the morning when I'm getting ready to go to practice, I probably wouldn't reveal a lot.
That's a good point. Now, Tyson's not the most outspoken guy to begin with. And that's who we got. And that's fine. He was fine. But I think he has a serious tone a lot, is my point.
Yeah.
I think that you find two things. It's you're happy that practice is over if you're a player, but you also are dead tired.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
What are you tapping into from your humor or from an in-depth conversation? We're going to find out because we have Brenton Strange coming over.
There we go.
After we can ask him.
Let's do it.
Do the interview before practice or after practice?
Yeah.
So Brenton Strange will be with us. Mark Lamping will join us later on in the show. And if you missed anything on TV today, there were just some brief interviews that we had. TV is a different animal than when we have guests on here. For a few minutes with Tony Boselli and James Gladstone along with Tyson Campbell. So we'll replay some of those. But it's been a great day out here. Jags are in pads, full pads now, not just uppers for everybody. And I'll tell you what, the story, which is pretty interesting, coming off what you told me yesterday, your big takeaway after yesterday's camp when they put the pads on was right out of the gates how the offensive line looked.
Correct.
Well, you'll hear it later, but I think James Gladstone felt the same way, and Tony Baselli really felt that way. They were pretty impressed with how the offensive line showed up on Monday.
And I think that's what it's got to be, right? I mean, you have to win in the trenches. Now, I'm very curious about today, what they have to say about the defensive line. I mean, did they kind of take it upon themselves yesterday? Maybe get off to a slow start. Did they rebound today? But, yeah, I think it was apparent that they wanted to establish dominance. They wanted to establish a tempo. And what a better way to do it than your first padded practice as an offensive line than get a little more confidence and start running the football.
It's an offensive line that we don't know a lot about, right? I mean, we're just not sure how it's going to fit together. Patrick McCarry actually isn't even out there right now because of the back spasms.
Yeah.
And we'll see how he does. But one of the stories that, talking to Baselli a little bit, even beyond the TV, they really like the depth they have right now. They have players that can go jump in. You're looking at Fred Johnson. That guy's a monster.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
And he's been around. So, again, I mean, we can be bullish on everything right now. Why not? What's the alternative? But we also know that Monday and Tuesday of this week is nothing like September 7th.
Of course. I mean,
the regular season.
It's one practice. It's fun to get excited about that one practice, though, especially with an offensive line that, hasn't lived up to their full potential. And I think every single year, Brent, it's been the same story with the offensive line. They have the guys. On paper, they look great, right? They have the names, they have the size and everything, but then on the field with the chemistry, they didn't really gel last year. So, once again, it's the first practice yesterday, but at least we got to see them gelling a little bit and playing with some fire and intensity.
Daniel, the earlier footage will be right here on this show coming up. We'll replay some of that from today, and outside of that, I'm sure Action News Jax and ActionSportsJax.com as well. What did you see today? You've been out here a little bit.
A little bit. It's a little toasty, but obviously Travis Hunter is kind of the big story.
There was an eruption, right?
And it's the Trevor Lawrence, Travis Hunter connection. I'm going to say this, because, with Brian Thomas Jr., when we saw him last year, Brent, the speed was evident, right? Maybe, he didn't have the most exciting training camp last year, Brian Thomas Jr. He had a couple plays here or there.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you remember, Calvin Ridley came in, and he was running all these crazy routes, and, every single ball was contested. He's catching them. I think with Travis Hunter, it's very deceiving because he's such a smooth route runner but he's got speed as well, and I think he really showcased that. I'm sure everyone's got the clip now, or they're going to have the clip in a little bit on Twitter here of him getting that touchdown pass from Trevor.
He actually had a couple of catches in the back of the end zone. Right now they're on the far end of the field. We're in the indoor, as you can tell, but we can't showcase practice right now, so that's why we're faced this way. We're actually watching it, and it's also a time where video is turned off anyway at this session at the time of practice. Same with when he made those catches. So if you see that, it's going to come out from the Jaguars. I'm sure they'll put it out there on their social media and Jaguars.com.
Yeah.
But seriously, the second touchdown was like, hey, nice job. The first one was an eruption. Like, it was loud. That was the loudest I've heard camp yet. And it was a nice throw from Trevor and kind of a diving play in the back corner of the end zone for Travis Hunter. So, listen, don't get it crazy, but good to see some of those plays being made because we know his ball skills are really good.
No, without a doubt. And let's be honest, Brent, because this is sports entertainment, right? I mean, just ask James Gladstone a little bit. But, I'm sure obviously the Jaguars are going to post that highlight out, and that highlight's going to be seen everywhere because Travis Hunter is one of the biggest training camp stories in any NFL roster, and we have him here, and he had a great catch today.
Yeah, so obviously he's on the offensive side of things today. I did think coming out of yesterday, Liam Cohen mentioned that it's going to be a benchmark for Travis Hunter Friday night to see where they're at in the scrimmage. Play that offensive side, see when that is done, how the plan's going, where they need the plan to evolve to. Do they keep it the same? So Friday's pretty significant in that respect for the Travis Hunter plan. And then obviously you get into a game week then, where is he going to play both sides of the football against the Steelers and all those things. But the Travis Hunter watch and experience, as I call it, continues.
It is definitely an experience, and that's what I'm really most curious about now, because we've seen that, okay, I think the guy can play, wide receiver at the next level. I think we've established that. I think he's a pretty good defender as well. Now, when do you start ingraining him both on offense and defense in practice, and then how will the preseason look as well?
All right, we talked about the offensive line a little bit. I want to mention one thing that goes hand in hand with that. Where are you on the running backs? Where I was just talking to some folks about the running backs, and me, I'm kind of an ETN cheerleader.
Same. Same.
Him and Bigsby have been going back and forth a lot. When I see Bigsby run and I'm around people, like, oh, he looks good. I think ETN looks pretty good. Roy Tootin he was off to the side yesterday. He's doing a little bit more work today, so they're being real careful with him. And then I've seen LaQuinton Allen mostly in the pass game, like in the pass catching game. We talked a little bit about that. He made some nice catches yesterday. But to me, this is still Austin, and I don't know about you, it's still ETN and Bigsby. And does it matter who's number one? I don't know. Who the workhorse is going to be, still to be determined most likely. But I kind of feel I like with the offensive line what they're doing out of the gates. I do like what these two guys are doing out of the gates. It looks like they're motivated.
It looks like they're motivated. I mean, I spoke on the first day of practice. Travis Etienne, I think, looks great. He looks to be in great shape, looks quick. And I think it really comes down to, because you have a guy in Tank Bigsby who also appears pretty hungry. And to allude what you said, I mean, he does look fast out here. It depends what Liam Cohen's looking for. Now, it depends what the offense is going to be and everything, but I would assume that you're probably going to err, especially on first down, Brent, on the side of the running back that's a better receiver. And I think so far what we've seen and what we know, that's Travis Etienne.
Well, and you said it receiving. I've seen him in a lot of in the passing situations. We know he can do that. He's better at that than Bigsby.
Yes.
He's got better hands. And then, of course, as I like to mention, that 21 pony personnel I can't wait to see, because that's the other thing. I'm not saying they're going to do it a lot, but how much do they do that with both guys on the field? Or what combination is that? It could be Tootin and Etienne. It could be Tootin and Bigsby. Who knows? But the utilization of the backs, I don't think it's an underrated storyline. I just think because the headlines are Trevor and Travis Hunter and kind of big picture offense, big picture defense, I think this really goes back to OTAs in the offseason where we're talking about these backs, but that's going to start taking shape now that you get your pads on.
It's going to start, taking shape, and it's interesting because if you're Liam Cohen, you can go one of two directions, right? You can say, hey, Tank Bigsby, you're the workhorse. Let's get you the first down reps because that's more of a primarily running down. And then do you ingrain Travis Etienne as that third down back, the better receiver? I just don't see that because I think Travis Etienne's kind of the jack of all trades, but he can kind of do everything. And I think if you're looking at who suits more of Bucky Irving style, it's Travis Etienne all day.
I kind of like this, by the way. We just get to watch a little practice, kind of take in some music, nice little background
in the shade,
for
in the
show.
AC here a little bit.
Yeah. I sweated enough in the back of that pickup truck.
It is a little toasty.
But this is nice. This is a good. We had that crowd was cheering. I think it was a De'Ami Brown catch. That we saw.
So now
can't give away too many details.
No, but I was gonna say, can we do a little play-by-play color commentary or not, or is that kind of frowned upon right now?
Right now, I'm pretty grateful for what the Jags have allowed us to do today. So I'm not going there.
Okay, got it, man. I tried.
I'm gonna stay away.
I tried, chat. I tried.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm not delivering on that one.
Yeah.
Let's pump the brakes.
Okay.
On that one. Hey. Hamby, if you can, let's get to Tony Baselli earlier today, because I think I asked him about Travis Hunter and I asked him about Trevor Lawrence, but also a couple of other things going on, and thought he was just pretty good about where this team is at right now. And before we get to it, if you think about Baselli, here's the deal. We have no idea how he's going to be in this role, right? No idea with this EVP. There was a call for him to be that. I think fans are excited about it. I think people are happy about it. I've talked to a lot of people that have been in this organization for a long time, 3 decades, that are happy to see him in this role. Dan Edwards, on our Storytellers of the 904, when I asked him about it, he said, I wish they had done this a few years earlier. People that have been around this organization and know the inner workings. And see, that's really where I think Tony has made the biggest difference. I think there are subtle things that you wouldn't know, and quite frankly, we might not even know detail by detail of what's going on in the building, where I would just say the building feels better. Maybe you call it culture or whatever else, but there's transparency to the outside, but I think that transparency also exists on the inside. Someone used the word connectivity in that building, and that's not just a football team I'm talking about. I'm talking about employees and people that are in all parts of the building and even inside the stadium. Some people don't work right in the mech here. So I think he's doing a good job from the outside looking in. I don't know how we necessarily grade him. I assume he'll be graded like the rest. If they win, we'll say nice job. If they lose, we'll criticize. Sure. But I think there's more that he's doing that you'll see on a scoreboard, is my point.
Yeah, I think so far he's done a great job. Just in what we talk about all the time, it's cliche, but it's about communication, right? And it almost seems like he's kind of let us in a little more of the process of what everything's took and everything, and we appreciate that, right? And to echo Brent's article about the Detroit Lions from, I'm
glad you brought that up.
I know, because we haven't brought it up enough the past month or so. Get this guy a Pulitzer, or I don't know what you're even nominated for. What would that be?
I don't know.
Is there like a web article award that we can get?
Web article award, yes.
Next time, put it in print, man.
Why is that not constantly the headline on ActionSportsJacks.com?
Put it in print next time.
We got to resurface that thing.
Brent, we need a hardcover book of this. We can get a Pulitzer. But
that's good.
And I said I had anything to do with it. But
well, you're doing a good job promoting.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Someone's got to do it. But no, I think with Tony that the biggest thing is that I think he's that bridge, and we talked about the bridge and everything, but he's got to purvey the fact of what it means to be a Jaguar, right? And we've heard, I think, who was it talking about that they're watching film? That was Liam Cohen, right? Was telling us how they watched the 1995 films, 97, that's refreshing to hear, right? Because it's all about history. It's all about knowing where this organization came from and how to do it the right way. I think Tony Baselli can just exemplify that.
All right, Hamby, let's get it. Earlier today on Action News Jacks this morning, we had Tony Baselli, the Jags EVP, live on the show, and I was with Chandler Morgan as well. Here's what Baselli had to say. This is a busy time, obviously, in training camp. A lot of work to get done, but Tony Baselli, the Executive Vice President, he's already done a lot of work. Of all the things that you guys have implemented that you've tried to help create, along with James and Liam, taking shape so far going into this football season?
Yeah, so far so good. We're still early. Camp's just getting going. We had our first day of pads, which was a lot of fun to see that, and
especially for you.
Yeah, it's as I say, we didn't play football until yesterday, so now we're playing football, and we'll evaluate where we are. And listen, it's a process, and we kicked this off with Shad making the changes back in January, and bringing this new team together and how we do things and how we operate, and communication is very important to us, and building the team. And I can't say enough about Liam and our coaching staff and what they've done, the work they've done to get our players ready, and kind of set the tone of how we're going to operate. And I think people hopefully have seen as they come out to practice the urgency that we operate with, the physicality yesterday, and the guys have done everything we asked, and just can't say enough about the whole organization. And Brent, for me, it's a ton of fun. Yeah. It's obviously I love this place, but more than just loving this place, I get to work with two great guys, and it's been a great with Liam and James, and just A-plus individuals, and we got a long way to go.
Absolutely.
We got a long way to go. We're just getting started, so.
We're looking at chemistry out on the field, but you can see the chemistry with you and Liam and James, and that's a good thing, I think, for everybody else. Let me ask you about two guys, because I know the folks at home want to know about them.
Yep.
Trevor Lawrence, Travis Hunter. I know it's early, but how do you feel
I thought you were going to ask about the offensive line, the important people.
James took that topic.
People. Yeah, I was just saying, dang it.
And I know they're off to a good start.
Oh, we're just getting started.
But those two headliners, how do you feel about 16 and 12 right now?
Right now, so far, great. Let's start with Trevor. I think obviously rehabbing off-season surgery, and he did everything he possibly could immediately to get his body back to where it needed to be. But I think above the neck, which has been great, because I think a lot's been made. And Trevor's talked about it. Some of the offensive players have talked about it. Liam's talked about it, of how we're going to probably call two plays a lot of times. It's a complex offense with a lot of movement and shifting. And that's a lot on Trevor's plate. And the work he's done, you don't prepare and you don't operate at a high level by just doing the minimum, kind of what you're required to do. And it's watching Trevor operate and setting the tone and doing the extras has been great. And now we just got to go put it on the field. Because ultimately what you're trying to do, Brent, you know this, you've been around, is we're installing, we're practicing how we want to play on Sunday.
Yeah.
And so we got to go put it on the grass here. And then ultimately, does that translate to what we want to do on Sunday? So we're early in that process, but Trevor's doing everything we've asked.
Real quick
and
on
then
Travis.
I mean, come on, you watch him.
It's fun, isn't it?
Every day I'm up there and James and I are watching, it's almost, when he's not on offense, I'm like, dang it, I want him on offense because he's so explosive. He makes us better. But then you watch him on defense, you're like, wait a second, we're better with him on defense as well. He's a special individual. Everyone knows the physical side of it, but the capacity he has mentally, his intellect is high, and boy, he can process a lot of information and take it and translate it to high level of play on the field.
And he doesn't get tired. We spent an hour before the season with Tony Baselli, Storytellers of the 904. You can watch the entire thing, his journey all the way to the front office, actionsportsjacks.com. Thanks, man.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate
all right,
it.
Tony Baselli. That is Tony Baselli, and he joined us this morning on Action News Jacks this morning on Fox 30 and CBS 47 Live. So there was a little look at that as we welcome you back live here to Jags training camp as we're getting ready to put a bow on this Tuesday session with full pads. Brent Martineau, Austen Lane, and again, you appreciate the insight. He likes what he's seeing from Trevor and this long development. The Trevor, there's a lot that goes into this Trevor stuff right now before we even see him in kind of live action. But the Travis Hunter comment I thought was pretty good too. That's how they are feeling right now. That is great justification, I think, for the pick, for the trade up to go get him. That the early returns are, this guy is looks as good as we thought he might.
Of course, when you invest that much capital for somebody, you want to see it pay off. And once again, we haven't even seen how much it can pay off yet. We've seen the highlights in practice, we've seen the intrigue, but until we see it in a game, I feel like we're not even going to appreciate it for fully what it is. And the part of it with Trevor Lawrence I really enjoyed was the fact of it seems like there's accountability. I feel like sometimes with quarterbacks in the NFL, right, they can be very fragile creatures. There's almost like a double standard. Like, hey, we don't want to throw too much at them. We got to take care of him. We got to cultivate him. It seems like they kind of held Trevor responsible a little bit and said, we have to get him right between the ears and everything in terms of motions and stuff. And I appreciate that. I think one of the biggest things that you can do is lie to a quarterback and say, hey, man, you're playing great when maybe they're not playing great, right? And I think with Liam Cohen helping out Baker Mayfield as he did, could do the same thing for Trevor Lawrence now.
It's interesting, even his first comment about the offensive line, he wants to see, but it's real football and just some of the coaching. That we started the show with talk about the offensive line. It looks like, hey, they were coming out of the gates ready to go. Again, where does that end up? Who knows? But they're coming out of the gates. So this seems like a motivated group. Seems like a group that's attentive. I keep hearing Liam Cohen say the word intentional, and it looks like that's passed down to the players right now. There's purpose with what they're doing. I call that a little bit, or at least feel like that may be a hunger.
Sure.
And I just don't know. And again, this is not a knock. I mean, I think it can be a knock, but I don't know how to compare what it was like from a coaching standpoint, a communication standpoint, in the building last year with a lot of these same guys to right now. But my belief is right now it's better. Now, I think you get a bump a lot of times when you have a change.
Yeah.
What does that look like 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 2 years from now, like all those things. We thought it was good for Doug, remember, early on. We weren't talking about any of these issues that had popped up after Urban Meyer because it got going in the right direction. But I do feel like there's a difference right now, and I think people like the offensive line, people like Trevor Lawrence, if that is true, if there's a little bit more intent with the coaching, a little bit more detail in the coaching, maybe just a little bit better coaching going on, then those guys can raise the level of their game. And I think Anton Harrison's a good example right now. He's getting more consistent. It seems like he's motivated by this group.
Yeah.
And there were some question marks about that inconsistency for the last couple of years.
And Brent, let's be honest, there has to be a main focus of, detail and crossing your T's, dotting your I's, because not only does the new CBA kind of make it where you have a finite of time to, get in shape, to get guys ready to play in the football season, but you're also going to install a pretty complicated playbook by all indications, I think, with motions and movements and all this stuff. So then you got to find that balance of, okay, well, we got to make sure these guys are getting in shape, right? They're being physical. But we also have to, slow things down a little bit and incorporate this playbook. And I think, what we've been seeing so far has been the way to go. Now, once again, time will tell week 1 of the regular season against Carolina. But I'm sure if you ask Tony Baselli, if you could, when you had Tom Coughlin as a coach, you guys are out there for 3 hours a pop, it seems like, 2 times a day. I'm sure you had a lot of time to get that stuff in. It's not the same anymore.
No, it's not. Killer Tofu, I really appreciate you worrying about my back and my feet and everything else. Why can't they sit? I was like, what is he talking about? It's like, oh, he's talking about me and us. Like,
it ain't the players, man.
What, you don't like this height difference? Is that it? You worried about us? Thank you for doing that. Well, right now it's like I'm just going to see if I can get a lot of steps in during the show.
Yeah.
Like I got to kick my phone.
Somebody make this a meme though, please, because I just feel like I'm towering over you right now.
Yeah, you are.
I mean, do you want me to what do you want me to get down? Because I feel like getting you up is going to be easier.
Yeah, you'll be hurting. I'll
Okay.
be fine. I don't know if you need to pull up a chair, go ahead. But
I'm fine, man.
We're gonna slide Brenton Strange into the show in a little bit, and a little bit later Mark Lamping. It's just easier, and I don't mind standing. They asked if we wanted to sit. I don't know.
I mean, Brent, I'm just saying, if you got Brenton Strange coming in too, pretty big dude, pretty tall dude, I feel like you should probably get out the box. That's just me, though. Because what, are you just stand between us while we're just towering over you?
Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you out.
All right. I appreciate that you guys care about the aesthetics of the show as well, though. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Hey, let's do this. Take a time out. Brenton Austen Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. I'm about to grow a foot in the commercial break. When we do come back, we've got more of James Gladstone, of course, from earlier, if you missed it. We do have Mark Lamping at 12:30 scheduled, and at 10:45, right when practice ends, we will have Brenton Strange come over. I think he's a very interesting player for this football team this year. There's a lot on his plate. Liv Tassley will join us with a conversation with Anton Harrison, who has had a nice camp so far, some consistency out of him, which is important. And Stuart and Liv will also catch up with Devon Hamilton. So, hey, we're out here at Jags Camp. You're going to hear from a lot of players and people here at Jags Camp. It'll be a heavily focused show today on your Jacksonville Jaguars. So we'll take a time out. Brenton Austen Show on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. We'll be back right after this.
The moment you bite into a Mason's Famous Lobster Roll, nothing is the same. Suddenly, it's 5 a.m., and you're boarding a lobster boat in Maine, heading out to check your traps, keeping only the best, just like it's been done for nearly a century. Because you can't taste lobster this good without it changing you for good. Mason's Famous Lobster Rolls, from the waters of Maine.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models, or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway, or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
I've been telling you about CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing for a long time now. Their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. We've had a Connecticut water softener and drinking water system in our home for more than 7 years. You can see the difference whether you're washing clothes, the dishes, or what I like to do most, fill this up for some coffee every morning and mostly all day. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Right now, you can get a free Connecticut reverse osmosis system with a purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. The experts at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing will test your water for free and determine your water score. Don't know your water score? CGC will find out and recommend the appropriate Connecticut water treatment solutions so you can improve it. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Ask about our 90-day love it or leave it guarantee. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Choose your own adventure. It's not just a saying, but a way of life here at Cycles of Jacksonville. And whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, at Cycles of Jacksonville, a great adventure awaits. With brands like Honda, Vespa, Segway, and Triumph, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with their inventory featuring a 60,000 square foot building. If 4 wheels is more your thing, check out the largest selection of Honda Talons in the entire county. No matter what you're looking for, Cycles of Jacksonville is going to have the selection you need, all with great financing and rebates. Plus, if you're active duty military, Cycles of Jacksonville will offer you 0% financing along with great discounts for military and first responders. And when you want to get off the road and set sail, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with everything you need to get on the water. So if you're ready for a great adventure, let Cycles of Jacksonville be your guide. Located off Atlantic Boulevard or check out their website at cyclesofjacksonville.com.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon, and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century. That's the recipe for Mason's famous lobster rolls.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Oh, by the way, that was good yesterday. I had Mason's famous lobster rolls for dinner.
I like it, man.
And over there in Durban. And, whoo, I hit the spot. Nice little summer lobster, clam chowder. Felt like right at home. And listen, I love being down here. I don't really miss home overall, but I do miss the food sometimes.
You're not lying.
Food that you miss at home?
Oh, that's a great. I mean, cheese curds.
But do you miss that? Like,
yeah, hey,
it's like a snack, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's delicious though,
Okay.
man. It's like, yeah, like I've been. So you have Culver's around here, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to hit on Culver's or anything, but like,
Now, Culver's has a lot
it
of
ain't
good
the
things.
authentic cheese. It's not the authentic cheese curds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like authentic cheese curds, you have to go to a bar like at 2 a.m. in the morning.
That's
you know what I'm
so
saying?
real.
And they're gonna put them in for you. Yeah.
Is there anything else? Like anything like
Fish fries. Yeah,
Right,
so
okay.
usually it's like either cod or perch, and you have it with coleslaw, rye bread. You don't have that around here either.
Cod's
Yeah.
good. Cod's another
great.
one in New England. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of cod.
Yep.
Brent Martineau Austen Lane, and well, look at this. I grew.
Yep. Brent's on the juice, everybody. Shut up a little bit.
Yeah, there we go. So thanks for the stool.
Yeah, you're welcome, man.
Now I might
So
be
I didn't do
big. I
anything.
might be bigger than Brenton Strange.
Yeah, you might be. How tall is it? 6'4"?
I don't know how he's going to feel
6'3"?
about this.
Yeah, that's a good point. We have to get back down, Brent. Make him feel a little better.
Yeah, so
especially after practice, he's tired, man.
He's coming up in just a little bit. Jags just blew the horn on practice.
Yeah.
So day 2 in pads. This one full pads for everybody. Tomorrow will be a day off for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Thursday, back at it. Friday, scrimmage at night. Saturday, I don't think it's a day off Saturday, but I don't think there's media availability, so I think it's a pretty light day. Mm-hmm. And then you're talking about a game week coming up. So,
Crazy.
I mean,
we're already there.
Yeah, it's like everybody talks about the grind of camp, and I get it, and it is a grind, but you kind of get to that game. Once you have different milestones to hit, and it goes pretty quick. Yeah. And I think already we're a full week in now. Actually, with that horn going off, we now are a full week in. It started on Wednesday. So before we get Brenton Strange on, again, he'll be up in about 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. We talked a little bit about him yesterday with the whole Evan Ingram stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like there might be more on his plate than any position player outside of Trevor.
In terms of Brenton Strange, yes. Yeah. I
don't know if that's true. I just feel like it because it's like if he doesn't produce, who is?
True. Yeah. So like you mean plate with maybe a little more pressure, right? Like expectations.
Like it's that's almost fair. Like it's set up where and again with all due respect to Hunter Long and Johnny Mundt, we just don't know those guys very well. Like we haven't seen them enough. But when you lose Evan Ingram, my point here is like, what's the backup plan? Like what's if it's not working with Brenton Strange? What's your backup plan? I don't know what that is.
No, I mean, and I think there is no backup plan. And listen, we can sit here and ask, why Evan Ingram was let go and everything, and I definitely question that when it happened. But I think if we look into the details, we look into what Liam Cohen has ran in the past, it's for one reason. And it's because Brenton Strange, I think, is the better run blocker, and we're going to see, I think, a priority this year on running the ball and then play action and things like that. So, it's definitely Brenton Strange's spot now. And, there is a little added pressure to him, right? Because you're essentially replacing a guy who, 2 years ago had how many receptions?
Yeah, 114.
114,
really
yeah. And that's the thing, though, right? We don't need Brenton Strange to have 114, 115 receptions. What we need Brenton Strange to do is obviously be great in the run game, be reliable in the receiving game, and maybe be a little bit of a red zone target as well, because if you look at what, Cade Otton and, those tight ends did in Tampa last year, like, they were red zone targets. They're red zone threats.
Yeah. I guess, so what's the confidence level? I mean, we've seen him play a bit. He's flashed a bit.
Yeah.
We wonder, like, hey, he goes out and plays a bunch with Doug's offense, and then the next day he had next game he had, 9 snaps. Like, it was like, hey, he's getting featured. It looks like, and then boom, why didn't he? There were a lot of inconsistencies like that. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm a fan of his. I just, what's the confidence he can fulfill the role to the degree that the Jags need him to do that?
I think I forgot, when did he have his touchdown receptions? That was towards the end of the season.
I think it was more.
Was it middle or at the end?
Middle toward end.
Okay.
Probably the second third of the season.
Okay.
Middle third.
And obviously that was because Evan Ingram too got hurt and everything, so he's playing a little more. But anytime you can kind of get a little bit of a rhythm, which I felt like Brenton Strange did towards the end of the year, you can definitely carry that into the offseason, into a new coaching staff, into a new scheme. So I'm expecting big things this year from Brenton Strange.
Well, here's the other thing. I noticed first couple of days of camp, I was like, hey, the tight ends are running open pretty well. Like you could see them. The one thing we assumed with Doug's offense is like they're going to be really featured in Doug's offense, and obviously Evan Ingram was, because he's a mismatch.
Correct.
How much will the tight ends be featured? You just mentioned Cade Otton and others, but some of that even grew, Austin, like when they had some guys banged up, like whether it was Godwin or Evans, that they actually went to the tight end more. So out of the gates, I'm not really sure how much the tight end is featured in this offense.
And this is the thing too, though, Brent, because if you look at what Tampa Bay had at tight end last year, I feel like they're a little different receivers than they are from Brenton Strange. I think Brenton Strange is a little more athletic, has a little more speed. And I don't know like the 40 times and everything, but just like watching film on them, you feel like Brenton Strange is the more athletic tight end. So I think if Liam Cohen can see that, and once again, the way that he likes to use play action, likes to use motion, I think he's going to find ways to get Brenton Strange open and get him the ball, because even though Doug Peterson's offense featured the tight end a little more, I feel like Liam Cohen's offense is going to get the tight end open a little more, doing how they can use play action and run the football.
Well, I think it's one other thing that's pretty important to note here. And while we go back to Tampa isn't necessarily Liam Cohen's offense. Like, he catered that to fit Tampa. It's, I don't think, my point in this is like, sure, it's Liam Cohen's offense, but I don't think like if you had a book at the beginning of last year and you're like, hey, Liam Cohen's the offensive coordinator, this is what I would like my offense to look like, right?
Sure.
Like, I don't like he's talked about that. He said he catered it to the guys that he had, and then the guys that were not in, or their strengths. Even the way they ran the ball was based on the strengths of the offensive line and the backs, not necessarily how he would drew it up in a perfect world.
Sure.
So what we really don't know about this offense is what's he drawing up that he has in mind for a perfect scenario, but also what's he doing to cater to the players on this roster and on offense. So I don't really know if we can. I don't know if it'll be apples to apples. Is my point.
Let's go ahead and answer this question real quick. In terms of skill players, which skill players would you take? Tampa's from last year, knowing what we know now, right? Because we didn't know Bucky Irvin was going to be Bucky Irvin. Yeah. But now we know he's a pretty legit dude. So would you take the skill players of Tampa from last year? Or are you taking the skill players? And once again, by skill, I mean tight ends as well. Are you taking the skill players this year based off what we know so far in training camp?
My quick answer is Tampa because there's so much proven.
Sure.
With those guys, especially at wide out.
Yep.
And now with what we know of Irvin.
Yeah.
To your point. But even before Irvin, you had a back, right? In White that
Rashad White.
You could depend on. I think the tight end. I mean, I feel like Brady helped Otten come to life a little bit too, right? You kind of got to know him a little bit there.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say they're dynamic in the tight end room.
See, I think Strange is by far the better tight end.
I think so too. But I don't know if he's dynamic. When I say dynamic, I mean we're talking about guys that have really impacted and changed their offenses from Kelsey to Kittle to.
Brock Bowers, obviously.
But even who they got in Detroit or Green Bay now, like those guys.
Sam
right?
Laporta,
I
got you.
Right? So, we've seen guys do that. I think that's a little lofty for Strange to assume that he's going to do that.
Yeah.
But you bring up an interesting point because, if Travis Hunter's good, we know Brian Thomas Jr. is good, especially at the age and health of those guys versus the age and health of Godwin Evans. This might. I still think most people, because of the resume, you probably lean toward Tampa to answer this question.
Okay.
But I also think Liam Cohen's fine with the transition to a younger wave that could be just as good, if not better.
No, without a doubt. And I think my biggest point I was trying to make here is, granted, Otten and those tight ends and everything, they had to elevate their game when Mike Evans went down for those 3 games and then Chris Godwin was out for pretty much half of the year. So obviously you got to throw the ball someplace. But I just think once again, we'll see what this offense looks like, Brent, but I feel like Liam Cohen can scheme Brenton Strange open, and if you can have a bigger tight end with some speed on him, that could be a mismatch nightmare as well. Now, it may not be an Evan Ingram type mismatch, right, in terms of size and jumping ability, but it could still be a mismatch nonetheless.
Yeah, I think one more point on Brenton Strange that I think I like, and I've said it a couple times over the last year and a half, but I don't think people really talk about it, and it's a subtle thing with this whole football team. It's the same thing we talk about with a Jordan Lewis or a guy like that, bringing that edge on defense, or if Wingard plays, the juice, right? I think Strange brings that to offense.
Yeah.
I don't know who on the offensive line necessarily brings that. I don't know. I'm not saying they don't. I just say I don't know who stands out in that. Who else? We think Travis Hunter's going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Strange brings in a different way. He brings more the attitude of an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
And I think that's something these guys embrace.
Of course.
And something that has popped to people on the inside now for a couple of years around Brenton Strange that I don't really know if the fans noticed as much.
True. Yeah.
So I think it. So I guess my point in that is it fits the way they want to play right now. There feels like the way Liam Cohen is, the way this. Even Baselli from the top down, how they're trying to get more physical, but also have a pissiness and an attitude to them. And I think Brenton Strange helps that.
Without a doubt. And let's be honest, at the tight end position, it can be kind of a rare characteristic these days. Because when we think of elite tight ends, when we think of elite tight ends, you're thinking of maybe a little more finesse, but obviously great receivers, right? And can just do enough in the run game. You feel like at least with Brenton Strange, it's the guy can be, pretty good in the pass game, but he's going to have that attitude in the run game.
Okay, I'll do this. I'll play the what-if game.
Okay.
Because I like the what-if game.
Sure.
It's come to light here in the last couple of weeks.
Let's go.
What if he's really good? What if he's really good?
Yeah.
Because we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think we just assume guys like this are just kind of here.
Yeah.
Hopefully a little slightly above average, contribute, play well, consistent, all these different things. I don't know, a lot of times outside of those big top draft picks or huge free agent signings, we're what if he's real deal? We're 3 years in, and we don't know that answer. I don't think anybody could label him right now.
No,
not bad,
because
not good. Just we don't know.
Because to be fair, the sample size, like it's not the greatest, and also when he was being used in the Doug Peterson offense, we did, like there was just.
We never saw.
Sometimes he's up, sometimes he was down. It didn't really make a lot of sense. But let's be honest. I mean, Brian Thomas Jr. wasn't really getting used last year until he had to. So it's hard to base off the capabilities based off of last year what that offense was.
Yeah. Well, and this is totally different.
Of course,
it's just going to be a totally different.
And that's a compliment to this year.
Yeah. So far, Brent Martineau Austen Lane. We're live at Jags training camp, and got some guys coming in after practice actually in here as well. What are they doing? Get a little extra work in.
Yeah, man, it's the jugs machine. Brent, you can hear it from here.
Yeah, Tyson and who else is over there?
Brent, now here's a real question. If we put you we'll say 5 yards from the jugs machine, out of 10 catches, how many are you gonna reel in?
It's coming pretty quick.
Oh yeah, this is a fastball now.
I think probably to start I'd be like a 5 or 6 guy.
Okay.
But I'd grow quickly. This is like free throws, man. I'd go quickly to get to like
you would adjust.
8.
Yeah.
And then maybe even I can stay locked in for 10.
Fatigue
throws.
maybe? Okay, I got you.
What I don't know is if I can do it with a helmet on or not.
Be a little more difficult.
Well, just from a vision standpoint, because I've never really had to do that.
Sure.
So, eyesight's not as good as it used to be.
Yeah.
Hand eye, I think I still have it.
Yeah.
And there's like a rhythm to the jugs machine.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because like they're spitting out every 4 or 5 seconds, 4 seconds, whatever it is. I think I could get in that rhythm.
All right.
But I'll tell you, the first one,
Sounds
if
like a
I
video.
have to put my head behind it, like it's going right through my hands probably.
I got you. Just make sure
because I'm watching right now. Tyson Campbell's like.
Well, then maybe you should wear a helmet so you don't break your nose or something, man. Or like
I think I need a helmet. I think I need a helmet.
I got you.
If I did the helmet, I think I could handle it.
Well, stay tuned for that.
Hey, one thing I'm going to forget about doing this, and I don't think he's in the chat right now. Everybody can tell him I said it and mentioned it in the chat. I was thinking about our storytellers of the 904 because Pete Prisco's out here today.
Oh,
who you've been doing some shows with?
Yeah.
And we're going to do some shows.
Was he hating on Jalen Hurts again or not?
I did not.
Okay.
Well, not for me. Not
okay.
For me.
Okay.
But CBS
My
Sports
man.
is here. They've had a lot of guests through these first couple of days. What was Hamby? Hamby just said something.
Oh, okay.
What do you got back there, Hamby?
I said if he was hating on Jalen Hurts, my man.
Oh, that's your man. Your man, Jalen Hurts. He must have had him high in the quarterback rankings.
Oh, no. Because the reason I'm making a joke about Pete Prisco because my son watches a lot of like YouTube shorts.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, like the algorithm now is all Pete Prisco. So my son will just like randomly watch a football video, and then here's Pete Prisco in the next video. Jalen Hurts a little overrated for my and all this stuff. So like every single Pete Prisco quarterback ranking for the past couple years somehow is in my son's algorithm.
All right. So where I was going with that, Pete was part of our storytellers of the 904.
Yeah.
And so you can go actionsportshacks.com or our YouTube channel Action Sports Shacks, and you can see those, and they're on podcasts now as well. So we appreciate Pete. We had a lot of fun with him.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to bring up real quick because I thought about this after the show. Mr. Hugo, again, I'm not sure if he's in the chat today yet or will be, but he asked, he said he had seen the Greg Coleman one, so we appreciate him watching it. That was a fantastic one, by the way, with Greg Coleman. And then he asked me what my favorite storytellers of the 904 is. I'm not sure I'm going to get myself in trouble on that and pick one. We had some good ones. I'll play the fence on this one.
Okay.
But there were some that surprised that were better than I thought they'd be. Marcus Pollard just said, "You got you stepping on a box." It wasn't my idea. I don't care if I look like normal height.
Bro, this
You
looks
guys
great
are
right
bothered
now.
by it.
This looks great. I'm trying to help you out, man.
I get it. But
I'm trying to do you a favor, and now you're
here, slide that out of the way. So
we'll slide
Brenton
this out of the
Strange
way
can
here a
jump
little
in.
bit.
All right. How tall is Brenton Strange?
right.
How tall are you, Brenton?
How you doing, bro? Good to see you, man.
6'4". What's up, man?
What up?
We're live, just to let you know,
All
okay?
right, cool.
So the question is, should I be on the box and be taller than Brenton Strange, or should I just be normal size and look little next to you guys?
If that's the case, then get in the middle, bro. I'll get on this side of you. You want to do that?
All right.
Yeah, what's
We're
up,
good.
man?
What if I stand on the box? So.
Hey, no, please don't stand on the box. Jaguars tight end Brenton Strange with us. We're asking, would a guy rather do an interview like Tyson Campbell did with us earlier today before practice or after practice when you're
no
fatigue.
shot for me before practice.
No?
No shot.
See, I told you,
We
man.
said the
I
same
told you.
thing.
Yeah, come
Before
on, man.
practice, you know, you got your mind on so many things.
Yeah.
You want to go out and perform so good. So, and just do what you do every single day. You know, you laser focus. You don't really want to be messed with. It's kind of like before a game to me.
Yeah, interesting. I'm going to ask you one more about that. Like you just said, you want to do the best you can, right? Like, and I get it. I mean, people say that, but from us, casuals, like practice is practice. Right? I mean, how locked in are you performing? So the tape shows you performing, the coaches see you performing, the fans see you performing on a daily basis.
I think oftentimes, really every single day, I put more stress on myself before practice than I do before a game. When I'm in that stadium getting ready for the game over there, I know that the work's been put in, and I know that I'm gonna go out there and I'm prepared and I'm ready for what's to come. So definitely before practice, I'm a lot more stressed out and everything. So I wouldn't want to do that interview before at all.
And now, plus, you're probably in a better mood. Practice is done. Hope you had a good practice today, right? So it's a little more laid back. You can talk to us, man. So we appreciate it.
Kind of let loose a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Was it a good practice?
It was good practice, you know, but there's always things that you want to get better at. That's what we're out here for. That's what practice is for, you know, just finding ways to get better and put one step in front of the other and coming out here so we are prepared for that first game and we are ready for that first game. And as long as we're trending upwards every single day, that's all you can ask for.
We don't know what this offense is going to look like with you in it, quite frankly. We were just talking about it before you came on. I mean, that's a good secret for the rest of the NFL to figure out.
Right.
But do you have a good idea how you'll be utilized in this Liam Cohen offense and all the pieces that go along with it?
Yeah, somebody asked me this in the spring, and I think my biggest skill set since I came into the NFL and even in college has just been my versatility. And I think that the coaches are going to ask me to do a lot, and I'm excited to do that because that's what I pride myself on, being able to do everything that they ask me to do, whether that's catching the passes or run blocking, pass blocking, whatever it is. So I pride myself on being able to do whatever. I think that the best tight ends in the league are able to do everything, and that's what I want to do for this team, whatever they ask me to do.
Right, and we talk about, you know, obviously in the run game, I think it's a rarity these days to have an aggressive tight end that actually wants to push people back. You know, I mean, I play with a guy, Mercedes Lewis, one of the best run blockers ever. I play with Travis Kelce. He's a little more of like a finesse on my shoulder into you. You see more of like the former where you want to like inflict your will on somebody. Where does that mindset come from? And it's such a throwback style.
Yeah, I don't know, honestly. I think it's honestly just growing up, you know. I'm originally from North Carolina. I spent a lot of time in West Virginia from like elementary school all the way up to high school, and I think that kind of formed my toughness a lot. Just playing a bunch of different positions growing up. You know, when I was younger, I was always the biggest kid, so I played running back, and then like I would go in, weigh in, and it's like, dang, like I'm a couple pounds over, like I can't even run the ball today, so I had to play O-line. But you know, I think just everything in my life has just prepared me for what's going to happen now. And I'm excited for it, man. Like I put in the work. I've been putting in the work for a long time in the dark, and I'm ready.
Yeah, we're ready to see it too, man. I think that's exactly what we're talking about. We don't have a good feel. Quite frankly, a lot of guys were like, hey, we have an opinion on, right? Like, hey, maybe not as good as we thought, or very good, but small sample size. We thought you'd actually be utilized more in Doug's offense than you were, quite frankly, and we won't bring that part up. But have you talked to Evan?
I talked to Evan a lot. You know, he actually put me on with a trainer, a receivers coach in Atlanta. So I trained with Evan a couple of times this summer, and it's been good. You know, obviously Evan has taught me a lot since I've gotten here, and he's kind of helped shape and mold the direction that I'm going in towards. So I'm very thankful for Evan. I say it every time you guys ask me. And he's still, anything that I need, I can reach out to him. Yo, like, I did this on this route. Like, what do you think about this? And I know that he's always there to help me. So it's special that, you know, you have a guy like that you can reach out to, kind of a mentor, you know.
Did you see his comments? And did you as player take that personal about him it was easy to be first one out there in Jacksonville?
I mean, I think you take it personal if you're not doing the right things, you know. Everybody kind of has their own thing, whether that's coming in early or staying late. You know, every guy has a different routine. So, you know, I think you take it personal if you're not doing the right things. That's the only thing. Me personally, I like what I'm doing, so I didn't take it personal. I don't take it as a shot at all. Evan is a very hard worker, and obviously you guys have seen that the last couple of years, and he does a great job at what he does. He has a great routine.
Let me ask you this, Brenton. So now your role's been elevated. Have you changed your mindset of how you're approaching your craft, right? Like, are you getting extra reps in now? Do you have to kind of change what you're doing, or is it just kind of same business as usual?
I think that's the biggest thing for me. OTAs and now into camp practice is just figuring everything out. Obviously, being a second string guy and now being elevated into the next role is just like you have to figure out what you want to do and how you're going to prepare yourself for a game, because obviously it's different, and you know you got to go out there and it's a different type of thing, a different type. You know, you're going to be on the field for 2 minutes. You're going to be out there for everything. So it's just going out there, and obviously I have some great teammates that I can lean on here, so that helps out a lot. Like asking Trevor, asking some of the guys on the team. So yeah, that's probably what I do more, is just ask the guys on the team and go that way.
We're going to wrap up with you, but how hard is this offense to get? I mean, there's a lot of motion, a lot of things, but we asked that about Trevor and all the things he's got to compute. How about from your position, how intricate, hard, however you want to describe it, is it compared to what you've been through? You know, like that's what I was saying, kind of about tight end. That's the special thing about playing tight end, is that you're asked to do everything. And when you're asked to do everything, it's a lot on your plate, and you have to know the details of everything. So it's a lot different than things that I've been in the past. But luckily, like, we have great coaches here. I think that Liam, I think that Grant, I think that Coach Rich, like, everybody does a great job of teaching it. We got some vets in the room that have been in the system in the past, Johnny and Hunter. So they do a great job of any questions that I have, or anybody in the room, questions that they have, that you can reach out to them, and yeah, that's it. You want to get him in? Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, so I want to know, because I played the defensive end, right? And there was something special about being able to stand up and drop back into coverage, feel more like an athlete. Obviously, you're a tight end, right? You get a run block and everything, but is there something to be said for getting up, getting able to go in motion and go like on like a trips pack or something? Because I've seen Liam Cohen in the past, probably know what I'm talking about, using those, to tight ends out wide a little more. Yeah. Do you like using that, just kind of show off your athleticism a little more as well?
Of course, yeah. I think that I'm a very athletic player. I think that that's one of my biggest assets as well. Is I'm very athletic. My speed, my power is one of my biggest assets, and that helps in every aspect of the game, not just run blocking. Like helps on my routes and everything. So yeah.
Get him into UFC training, off-season UFC training.
I mean, yeah, maybe to 205 or maybe heavyweight. How much you weighing now, Brent? How much you weighing, man?
I'm 245.
Okay, I got you.
I'm
about the same
I want to play
size
football
right
for the longest.
Yeah, you got it, man.
I'll sit it down.
All right, I'm stepping back on the box. We appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks.
Brenton Strange, Jaguars tight end, with us for just a bit here on the Brenton Austen Show. Really excited to watch Brenton play this season in this offense.
Yeah.
For year 3. He's really, again, he said it, it's a small sample size, but done a lot of good things. I think he's got the right mentality. As a young guy that's a pro, you can feel that. But there's a serious nature about him too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like he's all business. And when I see guys like that, my read on it is, I feel like he really wants to be good. Really wants to be, great.
Yeah.
Right? And that's part of it now. Listen, a lot of these guys at this level are really talented. You got to have the want to be great. I feel like he wants to be in the position he's in right now.
Yeah, and I think it's really telling the way he kept saying versatility, right? The more you can do. And that's why I asked him the question about lining up wide. Because in the past, when you were down receivers like Mike Evans and you're down receivers like Chris Godwin, the Bucs did incorporate tight ends going out wide a little more, and kind of implementing that trips coverage. Brenton Strange can definitely do that, especially I feel like in the red zone, you can really, use him there. So, if you've been reading the fantasy football reports, which I have, Brent, you haven't at all, but like people really love Brenton Strange in terms of those red zone targets. I think in this Liam Cohen offense, using the words like versatility, it's the more you can do, you might see that.
Yeah, that's an interesting deal. I remember sometime this offseason we did something with Brenton, like on a numbers basis, like, hey, what would you be happy with? And I kind of forget where it was. It was I felt like it was in like the 60 catch, 660. It was a lot of sixes. It was like 60 catches, 660, whatever, and 6 touchdowns type of thing. Like, is that good enough? Would that be good? And I mean, I think the answer to that is Like, I think that's a good answer. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of how it looks, right? Like, if you're catching making big plays like in the red zone, because he could be a red zone guy. Like, you start to wonder, okay, who's going to be a red zone threat? Ingram was one of those. We have the great visualization of the Green Bay catch, him jumping up and making a play. Listen, I don't think Brenton Strange is doing that. No. They've got other guys that can do that. Brian Thomas Jr., De'Ami Brown, Travis Hunter. But I do think he is a threat there. So watch him in that red zone package and see if he can get to a half a dozen touchdowns or maybe even more.
Especially when he's out, because Evan Ingram, with all due respect, he was always the focal point, right? Like, I mean, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm getting ready to play the Jaguars. If Evan Ingram's up, we got to watch him in the red zone. That's the first thing I'm saying, in that red zone defense. Brenton Strange made a little more under the radar, so that can help you out as well. You got to focus on Travis Hunter. You got to focus on Brian Thomas Jr. You have to focus on the run game. That'll get them open a little more, hopefully.
Hey, we're just getting rolling here. First hour underway. We've already heard from Tony Baselli, had Brenton Strange live. We'll hear from James Gladstone. We still have Mark Lamping coming up live. We'll hear from Devon Hamilton, Anton Harrison. We've got a lot here today on the show. We appreciate the Jags, Brenton, and others taking the time all the way until 1 o'clock. Plus, we'll have a little bit of a hit on TV, CBS 47 at noon, so that's still to come. Plenty left in the tank here on a Tuesday at Jaguars Camp. Action Sports Jacks, Action News Jacks live. And by the way, don't forget to get down to Best Bet Jacksonville, St. Augustine, and Orange Park. BestBetJacks.com. Just in case you didn't hear that, BestBetJacks.com. 3 locations, St. Augustine, Orange Park, and right there on Monument Road in Jacks. Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
For the game day hustle and every day in between, juggling my show Jag Social to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service. A meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why gutter helmet?
Well, gutter helmet's truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of the filters, which requires maintenance. With gutter helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With gutter helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Well, there's a catch from Travis Hunter that, people were talking about. One of the catches. That's one of the catches. That's not the catch in the end zone. That kind of had the crowd erupting from Trevor Lawrence. That one he dove for instead. But it was also, I feel like Sunday on defense started to really make plays and show up. He's fun to watch regardless. But then again today, now you're talking about a couple more catches. And when you're catching the passes in the end zone, when you dive in to make a play, like those kind of things, I think it just kind of brings a little bit more to it. But he's fun to watch no matter what. I mean, and people have been watching. The crowd, again, was really, I haven't heard it that loud at camp yet. And it was loud. Like, it was loud when he made the one catch from Trevor Lawrence. Again, not specific to that one. Then earlier today, if you missed it in the first hour, we replayed our interview with Tony Baselli, and Baselli saying, listen, when we watch him on offense, we're like, he's going to help us win. That's where we need him to play. When we watch him on defense, we're like, oof, he can really help us on defense. Yeah. That is a conundrum. A good one.
It's a good one.
It could be a conundrum, if you will. Not a word that we use very often.
I'm glad I'm not a coordinator on this team, Brent. That's all I'm going to say. Because if I'm Campanelli, man, and I'm like, hey, come on. Like, come on. Come out a little bit, please.
Well, especially, again, with Buster Brown down now throughout the rest of camp. We talked about it yesterday. How does that impact? It's just like, I don't know if people feel this way. From a fan standpoint, you feel like this throughout the show. But in my world that I operate in, a lot of it's like, you do similar things. Like with your mental clock of the season or how we go through our day. And now listen, things change. That's the beauty of it. It's fun. You talk about this today, you talk about that tomorrow. But I do think one thing that gets lost sometimes, and I remind myself of this, is that you can't talk about Trevor Lawrence enough, right? Well, what I have to remind myself here is you can't talk about Travis Hunter enough. And what he's doing is not just a Jacksonville thing, a league-wide thing, and it's loud. It's a loud deal. So I think when we're in our little bubble in Jacksonville, sometimes nobody cares about the Jags. Nobody talks about the Jags. It doesn't matter. No, this is something that everybody's watching. And one thing that I believe is a storyline for the Jags is Liam Cohen and how he handles pushing the buttons on game day and calling plays. Getting his team ready for a week, getting that offensive game plan ready as well. That is, I think, a difficult balance. I think it's a delicate balance. It's one he's never had to do. And until next Saturday, when he does it at this level, he can't really mimic it. You can't really, you can think you're ready for it, but you might not be ready. Well, there's one other element of this. He also has to manage that part of it. Now, he's got input, he's got people that he trusts, he's got all these things. But how they, again, against the Pittsburgh Steelers, how they manage it, different than how do they handle it against the Houston Texans in week 3. How's the season going? How's his body feeling? How's the game going? I mean, Austin, that's a lot. I think Liam Cohen's a smart guy. But I think there's a lot on his plate as a head coach in year one for the obvious reasons. But I think this adds to his plate on pushing the right buttons.
You know, it's so wild because, let's be honest, we've never seen something like this before, right? So you don't know how to handle it. Like, there's no protocol, there's no blueprint. If you're Liam Cohen, a company, you'd be like, okay, well, let's handle it this way. Like, you don't know. So then, and listen, I understand there's so much excitement and enthusiasm as there should be, but I would err on the side of caution, you know, because obviously this is a long season. And people don't really realize this too. I mean, we talk about it all the time in terms of the rookie wall, but you go from, you know, playing your last college football game, then maybe you go to like a senior bowl, something like that. Then you have to go to your combine training. You get drafted. You have a month, 2 months off, then you report, and you're back in it again. So you don't get a lot of time to rest and recover your body from college. Now, we've seen Travis Hunter is a different animal. Like, the guy came in phenomenal shape. You know, he's running around, seems to like not even care about the heat, which is, I'm caring about the heat right now as we speak, and there's bugs everywhere, but it's all good, man.
Those little gnats are so annoying.
Oh, they're the worst ever. But Travis Hunter is not affected by anything. So if you have a guy like that, Brent, I look at him and be like, okay, well, I don't think cardio is going to be a problem. He seems to be acclimating pretty well, so I think just the acclimation process isn't really an issue. So I don't want to say, like, do I tone it down, because that's not the right verbiage, but, like, do you ease him into everything else? Because it seems like it's one thing if a guy's out of shape, right? Okay, well, we got to take him through his paces, and hey, welcome to the NFL, rookie. It seems like he belongs already.
Well, okay, so you just said something that's pretty interesting. Now, you don't want somebody not playing well or out of shape or all those things.
Correct.
But if there was a clear difference that, hey, he's so much better on offense, or he's so much better on defense. Like, he's making this even harder. Again, these are early returns. They had these plans anyway. Yeah. But if he's really good on both, which they think he is, that's why they did what they did, the better he is on both, the harder it gets to manage this thing.
Yep.
And that's my point. Not right now. They've got a plan. Mm-hmm. Again, smart, detailed, follow it, all that. When it hits the fan, though, when it's really going, when it's September and October in the meat of the season and feeling out the tiredness, the fatigue, everything else, how your team's doing, I just think there's a lot in there. Like, and that's what I'm saying. It's obvious when I say it. I just think we have to remind everybody, this is that unique of a thing, and it really puts, in my opinion, a lot of pressure on Liam Cohen to do it the right way. And I got to believe it. Austin, there's some games that he's not going to make the right call on that. Like,
no,
he's not going. It's
you?
like a play call, right? Like, some days you're going to make the right play call, or sometimes you're not. I think how you manage Travis Hunter, we're going to come out of games and be like, yeah, he could have done better with that. Yeah. Or, man, he did a hell of a job.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too, because it's wild to say, but you also, you have to appease Travis Hunter. Like,
well, this guy, keep him happy, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this guy loves the game of football.
He wants to play.
Right, he wants to play. He's been playing offense and defense probably his entire life, right? So now you get him in the NFL. Like, who's to say, you know, maybe it's a close ball game, but the count's high, so you got to take him out. Like, maybe that makes him feel a certain type of way about it, right? So not only do you have to balance the workload in terms of how his body's feeling, in terms of mentally what he can handle, but you also have to take into account the individual that you're dealing with. This is a guy who loves football, who's very passionate. I think he wears his emotions on his sleeve, which is a good thing. Yep. So you don't want to, like, rub him the wrong way either and be like, hey, you got to come out here when he wants to stay in.
I think you bring up a really good point, and I think what people will assume when you bring up that point is like, oh, he's a diva. Oh, you got to treat him with kids' gloves. That's not it. No, like, think about what you really want to do, whether it's at home or work, and you're like, man, I want more of it. Give me more.
Yeah.
And maybe you can't because whatever, they just don't allow you to do it.
Yeah.
But, like, it's more like he wants to do it. Like, that has been well illustrated that he really wants to do it. He wants to play 120 snaps in a game. They're not going to do that, but he wants to. And so, again, how you treat that and manage that and earn the trust, like, that's what this whole process is about, right? And we think they're doing a good job of that, and it seems like they're saying all the right things.
Yeah. And listen, forget about the whole diva thing. He's not Beyonce. He's not, he's not Katy Perry. Like, this guy's a rock star. Like, he's not a diva, because a diva, it's like you need all the attention on you. A rock star just goes out there, does his thing, and people are gravitated towards him. That's what Travis Hunter is. If you would have been a diva, like, you would have taken my advice, you would have showed up to training camp twice. Once in a Briggs truck on defense, and then once, like in a Ferrari or Lamborghini for offense. But he didn't do that. He just showed up, no big scenes, and here we are now.
He might do that on the contract extension.
Oh, dude, on that contract extension, like you have a couple Brinks trucks, I hope.
Hey, Liv, come on in here and you can take. You can.
Oh, can I get the box?
Well, you need the box, Liv.
Oh, come on.
You need the
Am
box.
I that bad? Oh.
I mean,
Well,
yeah,
you
Brent's
on.
acting like he's like 6'5" over here
Well,
too.
I'm not, but
Yeah.
Liv is
I think it would
definitely
be
in the
like a
box
natural
more than me.
progression type of
Yeah.
a deal
Yeah.
on the way down.
Yeah, slide over there a little bit
We're
so
like-
we don't have
How we-
anybody operating the camera. There
Am
you
I
go.
going this way? Okay.
Yeah, there you
go
go.
this way?
Now we look nice. Welcome Olivia Tasley in.
Thank you, guys.
First Florida Credit Union, Liv's list, and on your list, you guys just spoke to Devon Hamilton. We're not going to hear from him at least right now. We'll hear from Anton Harrison in just a moment. But how is Devon? The best nose tackle,
The
defensive
best
tackle
nose
in the NFL.
tackle in the NFL, according to Josh Hines Allen. Yeah, he was good. So Stewart actually ended up taking over. I listened to Coach Campanile and Foye Oluokun, and I even asked Coach Camp, and he was like, man, I love that guy. He had all good things to say about Devon Hamilton. So yeah, it was really, I mean, he kind of lit up when I said his name and when I said the whole, hey, Josh Hines Allen said, Devon Hamilton's the best nose tackle in the league, and he just started laughing. It was first question off the top. I was like, I got to get this in. And yeah, he really loves him. He says he's playing really well. Can't wait to see him out on the grass in real time for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right. Anything else coming out of camp and Foye Oluokun while they were up there? Anything of significance?
Foye, I asked Foye, I was like, hey, how are you feeling in this coach camp defense now that you guys have pads on and you're really getting to feel football? And he says, I love it. There's so much growth and opportunity for me. I feel like I'm kind of back in my Atlanta days, and we know his Atlanta days were good days. So we like to hear that from Foye Oluokun about this Coach Campanile defense and how he said, and I even asked him, I was like, you're constantly running from the sideline to cheer your guys on. And he was like, yeah, if you're not going to cheer them on when they're making good plays, then they're not going to make those good plays. So you got to make sure that they feel that, like, hey, this was good. And I mean, he's such a leader, that guy. So really like Foye and what he said today.
Yeah, one thing about Foye too, Austin, I mean, you got to do this. I get it. It's the buy-in. Yeah. He's had a lot of different defenses since he's been here. Like, I think he's been good. He's tried to do his job to his best ability. I don't know if he's always been set up to do his best job with people around him, or maybe it's the Nielsen defense, whatever else. But he does buy in. I mean, you got to buy into it.
Yeah.
If you're not in, then so I mean, when you say like, hey, yeah, this camp defense will be really good. I mean, the reason I bring it up is like, yeah, we kind of have heard that before.
Yeah.
And by the way, I think it's also worth noting, you're right, he was good in Atlanta. He's been good here.
Yeah.
Foye Oluokun has been good here, right?
Yeah. No, without a doubt, Brett. And like, to kind of echo what Liv's saying a little bit, I think that the enthusiasm was a big factor.
That's
right.
true.
Like,
Yeah,
if you're giving guys high fives for great plays and everything. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I wish I had that sometimes with Brent, when I'm making a good point instead of him on Twitter. But it's all good, man. It's all good. Self-motivated, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm self-motivated.
By the way, we would do that, but his arms are long enough to get across the table.
For sure. But I think that's kind of a sign of buying in, too, Brent, is like it sounds, cliche and it sounds childish, but are these guys having fun? Yeah. Are these guys playing around the field? Are they high-fiving? Because let's be honest, there's not a lot to have fun with in this heat right now, right? And when your body's sore, your body's banged up. But if you have that enthusiasm, and if you have that, mentality where, hey, someone made a great play, let me go dap them up, high-five them up, I think that speaks a lot about how much fun you're actually having.
All right. Well, speaking of a guy who can have some fun, and I think is a fun story right now, because we got updates on Anton Harrison this week that he's playing pretty good football, and that's an important part of it. So here's the thing that's interesting. I kind of put him in the Devin Lloyd camp in some respects, where he's done some good things.
Sure.
It's been inconsistent.
Yeah.
The opinion on him is different if you talk to A, B, or C person on how high they are on him. There was some talk coming out of or around draft time, free agency time, that I don't know how high they were on Anton Harrison. You know me, I've been a big fan of Anton Harrison. I think he's got a lot of upside. He's a young player. He played in this league at 21 and 22 through his first 2 years. He's faced a lot of good people across him already. So he's only 23. And I think now this regime feels excited about what they're seeing out on the field, the consistency of that. And I can tell you this, they believe he's got a lot of talent. So it's about tapping into the talent and getting the most out of it. There's really not much of an alternate plan here. They got to get. He's a former first-round pick, and you need that guy to deliver.
He's got to be the man, Brent, right? And we were definitely excited after his first year. I thought there was a lot of good his rookie year, right? And I say this all the time, you make your biggest progress from your first year to your second year. So it was weird when he almost regressed his second year.
I think it's safe to say that.
He did.
Yeah, whether it was scheme, whether it was just mentality, because I think his first year too, he's probably a little more banged up. He had that shoulder issue his first year, and he played through it.
Yep.
And he still played at a pretty high level compared to last year.
Yeah, that's
so
why I had a lot of respect for him for that.
So then you have to ask the question, well, what's the issue? Like, what would happen last year? So it is refreshing to see, at least so far in training camp, he is playing a lot better so far.
And Liv, you can introduce this, but before we get, I think this potentially is an illustration we have of the coaching difference. Like, this might be, hey, whether it's getting to him a different way, whether it's the details of it, whether it's the motivation of it, whatever reasons, I think you can point to where this guy was 2 months ago, how they thought about him to right now, and the way he's playing last year versus at least right this moment. You got to tip your cap to something. And I think some coaching.
Yeah, and I even asked head coach Liam Cohen when he was at the podium yesterday. I was like, hey, Anton Harrison has a consistency problem from last season. Yeah. What are you seeing now? He's like, this guy's been consistent. Because I asked him, even when I see him in the hallways, like, hey, are we going to get that same mentality that we saw yesterday?
That was a good soundbite from Liam.
So,
nice.
I think Liam's on him, like in a nice coaching way. He's not, hashing him, but
I don't know if it's nice all the time.
It's definitely not nice all the time, but it's not like talking down.
But exactly, I mean, it's holding people accountable.
Exactly.
And accountability is absolute, especially in football. And I think you're seeing that all around the positions, Brent. You're seeing coaches hold guys to a higher standard, but you're seeing guys getting praised as well. And that's how it should be. It shouldn't just be like, just remain silent. If a guy messes up, we'll address it in film. No, address it on the field right now. Tell him what he did wrong, or if some guy makes a great play, give him a high five. Simple as that.
Well, there are some things in life that make sense. Anton Harrison, an offensive lineman who's a big dude. Liking to cook makes sense to me.
He loves to cook. And I asked him, he's coming out with a cookbook, so everyone put it on your Christmas list.
It's unreal.
Yeah,
crazy?
I mean, if anyone knows how to eat, it's going to be one of the linemen, right?
I would think so.
But and with all due respect to Anton Harrison, how a cookbook, how many new recipes are there? I feel like just go on Google and type in recipe.
No.
What does he bring on the table?
So
what
here's the thing. Here's the plot twist on his cookbook. No measuring.
I like it.
There is no measuring in his cookbook.
Yeah.
It's just how you feel. Do you want it more spicy? Do you want it less
more
spicy?
Brown sugar.
Yeah.
I have a sweet tooth, a little more brown sugar. Yeah.
So that's on Instagram, social media. I put that out yesterday. Nice. But for this interview from First Floor Credit
I think this
Union,
is about cooking.
Is this the one that's about cooking?
That's
or is
what
it
Hamby
one
told me, yeah.
Oh, so it is about cooking.
Well, that's fun stuff. Fun stuff.
It's the fun stuff. All right, we'll use the fun stuff for today's show. Hamby, let's see this New York bestseller coming out this Christmas. All right, let's get into this next New York bestseller. You're making a cookbook.
Yeah, I'm in the works of making the cookbook. I kind of just came out with the title. Hopefully nobody take it, so I'm not going to say it yet. Yeah, but definitely, look, no measurements, straight ingredients and recipes. It's going to be the best cookbook out, New York Times, all that.
Why a cookbook?
It's just something I like doing my all the time, to relax, chill. My family, we love to cook. I learned from my mother and my grandmother, so that's something I do all the time. And it's just something I was like, why not? I was doing the food takes. Everybody was into that, so I was like, why not just make a cookbook and see how that go?
What's your favorite recipe in there?
Right now, I'd probably say either my jerk lamb chops or Rasta pasta.
Rasta pasta.
Yeah.
All right.
I like spicy food, so that's a category in there. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, everyone get your Christmas presents ready, because when is this going to be out?
Hopefully by Christmas. We still work. Obviously, we're in camp right now, so things slow down. But when the season gets going, hopefully we get it going more and then get it done really by the end of the year.
You remember what he said? We couldn't hear the end. Favorite recipe?
Favorite recipe. So it's don't hate me for this, Anton. I can't remember, but it's lamb chops and a Rasta pasta. I just don't remember
lamb chops.
What the word came before the lamb chops. But
lamb,
yes, a special lamb chop and a Rasta pasta.
Say it again, Hammy.
Jerk, like chicken jerk from Jamaica. Jerk lamb chops.
Jamaican jerk. Yeah.
Lamb? Jamaican jerk lamb?
Yeah.
Lamb chops.
How about that?
I like that a lot.
You like that?
Well, because lamb's a little hard to work with sometimes. So
if you were a cookbook, what would you put in it?
What would I make? Just everything that my grandma taught me to make. So we're going with all the.
Can you cook pretty good? You like it?
I'm okay, man. I'm not fancy. Yeah, but I appreciate my grandma though, because She didn't believe in seasonings really. She just believed in like the cast iron pot that was from like I feel like the 18th century. So like that had like all the flavor in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now if it was healthy, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know if there's
It tasted good though.
Maybe it sort of disinfected it, but yeah, it tasted fantastic. Absolutely.
And it helps the immune system. Man.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big believer in that.
Yeah.
How about you? You like to cook?
No. I don't like cooking. I mean,
Like,
I
you
can
cook?
do it.
Like anything?
I would rather bake than cook.
Oh, so you like the desserts?
I like the desserts. But I remember when my grandmothers were alive.
I had to process that a little
Yeah.
bit. Is it the same?
Baked lasagna.
Bake
Yeah.
oven?
Easy bake oven. Yeah.
Baked ziti?
That is also true.
Yeah.
When my grandmothers were alive, so one of them was Italian, and she would teach me the whole making pasta, fresh pasta.
Yeah,
and
but
then,
that's not. You're not about that.
oh, I can do it. Like, I
Okay.
know how to do it.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah, but
time
you gotta
consuming.
take it out. You gotta
Yeah,
clean
but-
it up.
gosh.
It's like, I mean, I
but
just went
it's
to
about the
make some
camaraderie.
lobster rolls
I
last
Okay,
night.
Liv, for as social as you are, where we're celebrating your whole birthday month right now.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, for as social
Right.
as you are, I feel like you would invite people over for dinner and stuff, and you'd be like the
So
the
I love
hostess of
hosting.
hospitality.
I love hosting.
You just don't
really?
want to cook.
Love hosting. I don't cook. I will put out a great dessert bar.
Okay.
I will have like all the bar stuff ready for you to go. So
Okay.
make your own margarita. I remember around Christmas time it was spiked hot cocoa. I'll do that
So
all
just
day.
booze then. Booze for
All day. I make like specialty charcuterie
My key
boards.
ingredient is alcohol.
It's
Alcohol.
booze. Yeah, I gotcha.
But yeah, as far
Charcuterie
as,
boards that's a little skill.
I love making
Yeah.
charcuterie boards.
Are you
That's
like
the thing now,
Are you
right?
like
That's
very
the
like
thing.
is it like really cool setup? Because with me, I throw it all on there,
Just
Brent. I just
cheese,
mix
meat,
it up.
Oh, yeah.
call it a
just
day.
mix it up and throw it on there. You're good to go.
Yeah, you don't
It's
need
all
the-
going to the
you
same
don't need the
spot.
presentation.
No, presentation for what? It's just me hanging out. We're
See,
good.
I'm all about the decor. I'm all about the
Yeah.
presentation. I made a Shark Week one a few days ago. I made a cheese in the shape of a shark coming out of blueberries, so like the waves.
That's unreal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Picture, Liv?
Yeah.
You got a
Of
picture?
all the things you take pictures of, you
That's
haven't
what I'm
sent that?
saying.
Oh, I did take a picture of it.
Oh, it's on Instagram?
We get
It's
it.
not on
You're in the
Instagram.
gym. What about the charcuterie shark board thing?
Yeah, I mean,
I'll put that on
goodness
All right,
gracious.
Maybe I'll
cool.
make one with First Florida Credit
I was
Union.
going
Yeah.
to say,
There
maybe
you
you
go.
should.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
tag them all in there.
Yeah, how much it cost me to make this charcuterie board on
Speaking
a
of-
deal.
Well, one of the last times we had Liv on the show, you were at the Shark Tank thing.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
the
yeah.
CEO
And the
thing.
winner was the one I picked.
It was.
Which was winner?
It was
The accessories and bracelets
yeah.
and things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Party bus thing, right? Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bus
party
thing.
bus.
Yeah.
That's
Brent,
right.
they won because Brent fully funded it.
Oh, Brent's investing. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
he
I'm in.
invested so that
Brent's
he can
on.
get his
And
t-shirts.
And then he's
hats
like,
and
hey,
all
now
that.
listen to me. How about we make the bracelets and then we have a little omelet station in the back. We make some eggs as well. Now we're talking.
That's it.
Yeah.
That would have been a good investment.
That would have been good.
Good stuff with First Florida Credit Union. Liv's list as well. And nice job. Liv's been out here since like 5 a.m.
I see you, Liv.
I love it.
Still-
My adrenaline
He's
keeps
still
me up.
smiling. Look at
Yeah,
you
still
go.
smiling, not annoyed. I
No,
appreciate it.
Listen, here's the thing. I can't sleep during training camp week. I just get so excited. I've been up like 3 times last night. I was up at 12:30, 1:15, and then finally my alarm went off at 3:30 a.m. and I was like, "Let's go,
Just
Let's
going on
go.
fumes right now.
let's go."
I like
Fumes
it.
and I like it.
Doesn't look it.
Yeah.
Let's. Well, we got more to do. We got First and 10 training camp tonight, 11:15 on CBS 47 and Fox 30. We're not done until 1 here as well. And we've got noon at CBS 47. We'll have a report from here too. All right, you're out of here.
I'm out. I'm gonna go get lunch.
All right, go get lunch. But here's what's going to happen
no.
because you've been up and you've been running around.
Brent
you've
wants
been
me off the
you've
clock.
been stimulated, right, by the football and the TV and the lights,
Clock
and
out?
all these other
Yeah,
things.
go
Well, you're
clock out.
about to crash. You're going to be driving home. You're going to be like.
You know
Like,
what's
when
funny?
you stop, that's when it hits you.
That's true.
Every
That's
time I
true.
get back to the studio, it's like I hit a wall.
Oh
I'm just like,
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense.
here we are inside a
so-
concrete building.
Go buy, go get like a whatever drink from Starbucks on the way. That'll fill you up for the rest of the day.
There we go.
I still got my gallon of coffee in there over there,
All
ready
right.
to go.
Is that cold or warm?
iced.
Liv?
Oh,
you got to
iced
ice in these days,
Iced
right? Brent, you do
coffee.
iced coffee? Brent, it's 100 degrees outside. Maybe ice it up a little bit, huh?
I walked yesterday in the heat of the day.
Sure.
I took a long walk to
Yeah.
the Starbucks. This is like a big loop near my house.
If you said you had a warm coffee, Brent.
Oh yeah.
Oh, all day. Hazelnut.
Oh yeah.
Brent,
Building
that's-
bad parties. You
that's
go in there and I'm
disgusting.
just like,
Yeah.
right.
So
And
you-
then
Let me go ahead and chase it down with a nice cup of hot Joe, huh?
oh, yeah.
Gross, Brent. You're not an iced coffee guy? You ever had it? You just
I
not?
like a sip of it here. or
Just
there.
not for you,
Like
huh?
you really got to like sugar that thing up, and I'm trying not to do
Really?
the sugar. Yeah, for me, like iced coffee, you got to sugar it up.
Interesting.
More
Is it
than the
because
hot
it's watered
coffee.
down?
I don't know what it is. I just don't feel like it tastes. It doesn't taste
Yeah.
Or taste more of the coffee with it colder than hot. I don't know.
You got to have it with the cold foam.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, listen, I could be talked into it. I didn't like coffee for the first 38 years of
I don't see Brent Martineau being a big
life
foam guy. I don't know.
Not a foam guy. Listen, I'm going to get him an iced coffee with cold foam from my house.
What is cold foam, real quick? Because I don't,
Cold foam?
well, I mean, like.
Hey, listen, I don't know.
No, so, like, it's foam, but, like, why is it cold? Like, they put it through, like, a cooling process?
I couldn't tell you how it's made, but it's, Starbucks has it all the time. You can actually buy it at Publix now. I buy it in a can. It's cold foam. Yeah.
All right.
It's just caramel macchiato cold foam. I'm going to get you on that.
Okay.
Well, hazel. I have to get you hazelnut.
Yeah, but it's got I don't want the high sugar stuff right now. I'm trying to keep it down.
I like it, Brent.
Sugar's all in the belly.
Yep, that's
Meanwhile,
where it goes.
he asked for 5 pumps of hazelnut and whipped cream on his coffee when I go get it.
Who's that? Brent? Brent, is that true?
That is true.
I'm disappointed,
Not
man.
whipped cream these days, most of the time.
He did last year because he likes when the whipped cream melts into it.
Someone's saying arrest him. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Get him out of here.
They're talking about me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
5 pumps of hazelnut.
By the way, you could see you did Anton Harrison, the cookbook.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we will run into a player sooner or later that will have a side coffee shop.
Really?
Now, listen, Aurelius Ben already has one, but that was after he played. Like, he's got one in Jacksonville, but that was after he's played. I think that could be a side. These guys are it's different.
I would think smoothie.
Nah, no? I think all these guys drink coffee.
Yeah, he's gone.
I think there's some culture involved with coffee, right? Like
Okay.
if you're like the beans and all, there's stories behind there's stuff, right?
It's just like wine, I feel like.
Yeah, like
two
that.
things that I'm not into at all.
But NFL guys are.
No, you're not wrong.
Wine,
You're absolutely
very
right.
much.
Yeah,
So that's my
absolutely.
point. That's actually a great comp. Like I could definitely see like a young player coming into the league, like Anton, and having like this affinity for coffee and the different types and the smells and all that stuff.
Real quick, because you guys are both kind of coffee connoisseurs, I feel like. Is there like a mecca of coffee, like where you want to go to and to like, oh, I had a coffee here?
Oh, like visit it?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because if it's pizza, like, oh, I have to go to New York, get a slice, or I have to go to Chicago, get a deep dish. Like, is there a coffee? Like Miami, Colombia? Nothing.
I do like Cuban coffee.
Okay.
DR, who was on our set today, said he makes Turkish coffee. I didn't know that was a thing, so I was like, I had to try it.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not like that.
Okay.
Like that's like it's like I mean, maybe I'll have a glass of wine. I don't really a lot, but if somebody handed me one, I'd probably drink it.
Yeah.
But I don't know where the heck it's from, or all the grapes, and then like I'm the same
No
way
idea.
with the beans. Like I don't know anything about it. Right?
you.
I know it
Yeah.
tastes good.
Yeah.
It's
dude,
something in my hand. It's hot, and like that's it.
I mean, for as much as you drink it, though, Brent, I'm surprised like you're not.
I know.
Because you're obsessed.
Like the original Starbucks isn't a destination for you?
I actually saw a big. I did like you see that it's like four floors.
Four floors,
right?
yeah.
I've been there.
Oh.
Been there. That was kind of cool, actually.
Okay, there you go.
But I don't
walked
care
past
that much about the story of it.
Yeah.
Yet at the same time, I do have this like, if somebody handed me a big check right now and said I didn't really have to work forever, I think I might try to open a coffee shop and do our show from there daily.
That'd be cool.
Not the egg shop?
No, I'd go with the coffee shop. The egg shop is just
As
a
far as the
genius
show,
idea that will work and
This
get
is for
rich.
a show.
That's
Okay.
the get rich idea.
Yeah.
The coffee shop. I don't
This
know if
is
you get
your
rich
hobby.
doing a coffee shop.
This is like Cheers. Yeah, you just kind of
Yeah.
you go into a bar
This
and
is a
everyone's gonna come by and
retirement
say what's
plan.
up.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And you're out by like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's a good point. See, everyone wants to own a bar. Who wants to work late nights and
No
everything?
way.
Like, no, man, coffee shop. Get in, get out.
All right, Liv. Get in, get out, Liv. Get out of here.
Liv. We'll see ya.
Nice work. That's
Step
on
on
the
down.
First Florida Credit Union. We got to take a break. Let's come back and we will
See how small.
hear from James Gladstone. We still have Mark Lamping to come as well. And what else? We got anybody else? I think we might hear from Devon Hamilton too. We'll see. First and 10 training camp tonight, 11:15. CBS 47, Fox 30. We'll put a bow on this entire day that started early, but it's been a fun one here at Jaguars camp, and we're only halfway through, so plenty more to come here on the show.
Choose your own adventure. It's not just a saying, but a way of life here at Cycles of Jacksonville. And whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, at Cycles of Jacksonville, a great adventure awaits. With brands like Honda, Vespa, Segway, and Triumph, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with their inventory featuring a 60,000 square foot building. If 4 wheels is more your thing, check out the largest selection of Honda Talons in the entire county. No matter what you're looking for, Cycles of Jacksonville is going to have the selection you need, all with great financing and rebates. Plus, if you're active duty military, Cycles of Jacksonville will offer you 0% financing along with great discounts for military and first responders. And when you want to get off the road and set sail, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with everything you need to get on the water. So if you're ready for a great adventure, let Cycles of Jacksonville be your guide. Located off Atlantic Boulevard, or check out their website at cyclesofjacksonville.com.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century. That's the recipe for Mason's famous lobster rolls.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet.
Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table.
Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjacks.com.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
The moment you bite into a Mason's famous lobster roll, nothing is the same. Suddenly, it's 5 a.m., and you're boarding a lobster boat in Maine, heading out to check your traps, keeping only the best, just like it's been done for nearly a century. Because you can't taste lobster this good without it changing you for good. Mason's famous lobster rolls from the waters of Maine.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Look at James Gladstone with Chandler Morgan and I this morning, and we had some special guests. Really, a lot of fun. Again, I think we appreciate and be grateful for the Jags allow us to do this in the middle of camp. They've got a lot of requests and other things going on, so as your official stations of the Jacksonville Jaguars, we appreciate that partnership, and we're able to get Tony Baselli and Tyson Campbell and James Gladstone to stop by for our TV audience. which we've already shared. Tony Baselli. We'll get to the other folks in just a bit. In fact, James Gladstone coming up in just a moment. If you missed it earlier today, we just had Brenton Strange on. Thought he was terrific. Mark Lamping scheduled at 12:30. So it's a Jags day here with Action Sports Jacks and Action News Jacks. And, that part of it, there's a lot ramping up right now. And I think people are in wait-and-see mode. But I think we like what they're seeing and hearing so far from Jags camp in this offseason and this new regime and the players that you see. Like, there's a lot to get excited about and buy into. I also think even the fan base knows we're not going to get overly dramatic until we see what it really looks like. But you got scrimmage coming up Friday. Then a week from Saturday is the game against the Steelers. Jags go on the road for 2 games after that. And then, of course, they got the home opener against Carolina September 7th, which we've got a long runway to get to that point. But we know that's going to be a big game. And that's Carolina right now saying, hey, we go down and beat Jacksonville. And Jacksonville's like, they don't have a chance to beat us, like fan base-wise.
No, the fan base-wise. Yeah, it's well, I'm trying to think. I mean, I get, like, every fan base is excited, right? But, like, how many games can you really go by week 1 where every fan base, like, their opponents, the fan base, thinks they can beat you? Because, I mean, let's be honest, we circled that game like, yeah, that should be a win for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They circled us and said, yeah, that should be a win for the Carolina Panthers. So I feel like, especially with week 1, I'm like, yeah, you're not really sure what your team's going to bring to the table yet, but we're at least very confident here as a unit thinking, all right, the Jaguars got this.
Well, and I think there are some built-in things that are difficult about that, right? I mean, they've got a little continuity with their staff, and obviously had Bryce Young playing well.
And the season's strong, which is confidence.
The season's strong.
Yeah.
Ted McMillan, they've got some newcomers and additions. But
Hunter Renfro is, I guess, having a great camp.
Oh,
no, seriously.
Really?
Yeah. People are singing his praises right now.
So, and then here in Jacksonville, like, let's be honest, and Liam Cohen's over there behind us doing an interview, so I won't say it too loud, but this could build, right? I mean, you got a new regime. There's a lot of new. Well, when you have a lot of new, it doesn't come out of the gates all the time as good as you want it to come out. So that's what this time of the year is for, is to make that happen. But week 1's a weird deal no matter what. Just because you think, and I would say if the Jags played Carolina right now with their roster versus this roster, I think the Jags should win, more times than not. But because it's week 1, it almost adds a different feel to it, and we really have no idea what to expect from this Jags football game. And I'm telling you, and I'm warning you right now, I don't care what they look like next Saturday against Pittsburgh. I don't care what they look like the next 2 weeks. We still won't know what they're going to look like on September 7th, because we've done this before. I mean, I'm not doing that. And no, you get a little taste. We can build some of it. We draw our conclusions, but we have no idea. And it's just a massive game. I told my buddy, he's like, oh, they're going to win that game. They got to win that game out of the gates. And I was like, well, I don't know. The way the league works, it's so weird. Would you be that stunned if you got to week 3 against Houston and the Jags had lost to Carolina but beat Cincinnati? I mean, that's the way the NFL's goofy.
Yeah. And listen, I can't hear Hamby in my ear or anything like that, but I want to ask you guys both a question. How many games would you give this team before you know exactly what they are?
Well, good question.
Right? Because we consider say, if they blow out Carolina. No, listen, it takes a couple of games to figure out exactly what you have as a team. And let's be honest, it's the NFL. Like, the teams are always evolving. They're getting better. They're getting worse. But I'm saying, like, from your guys' standpoint, how many games would you have to see to say, okay, I have a pretty good idea of this is who the Jacksonville Jaguars are?
Ooh, that's good. I like where you're going here. I'm going to buy myself time by giving you this example.
Yeah.
In 2017, we didn't know what the Jags were going to be.
Correct.
There was like a mutiny going on in the locker room, all this stuff. They come out and they whoop Houston.
Yeah.
But I don't think we still knew exactly, like, oh my gosh, they're going to be unbelievable. The next week they lost to Tennessee, I want to say 9-6, if I remember correctly, here at home. So they went on the road, beat Houston, and whooped them.
Yeah.
They come back against Tennessee at home, 9-6. So it's like, well, what the hell? Well, then they go to London and they whooped Baltimore.
Correct.
And it was that at 3 weeks in, you're like, all right, wait a minute. This thing's pretty good. Like, when you do that to 2 teams out of the gates, Baltimore on the road at Houston, you got something cooking. So it took 3 weeks that year.
But to go against that point, though, I remember when they played New England the next year, 2018. Here,
good point.
They beat New England, and we're like, okay, let me go and book these Super Bowl tickets right now, right? This team's the real deal. Then what happened the rest of the season?
Well, so to answer that, 2017, I thought it took like 3 games, and you're like, okay, they're on to something. Like, this is not going to be a bad year.
Yeah.
Now, who knew we were AFC Championship, right?
Yeah.
I think 18. I think that's a great point. 3-1, all the hype. They delivered on the early hype.
They did.
And they whooped New England in that game. I think then beat the Jets to get the 3-1. Then they lose to Kansas City and Dallas, and they get whooped. Yeah. Bortles turns the ball over against Kansas City 5 times, I think. But they are not even in those 2 games. Dallas was an embarrassment. You thought they might bounce back after a 3-1 start, after Blake's tough game. They didn't. I think it was then you were like, uh-oh. And then things started to happen. Like by that time, they probably had lost a lineman or 2 and other injuries because injuries piled up. So that one, you thought you knew after 4, but you really didn't know until probably 6 in. Like, okay, I got. Who knows? Because who knows? Yeah. But I don't like this.
Yeah.
So I just bought us enough time.
I'll give my answer. You want to give my answer first, and I'll let you guys.
Yeah,
you guys get. So I always felt like, back when I played, and Jack was really big on this. Coach Del Rio, he divided the season up into quarters, right? So 16 games, you had 4 games, 4 games, 4 games, 4 games, and we always got the feeling of like, in those first 4 games, you can kind of get a good idea of what you have. It's 17 games now, and I get the past with, like what you mentioned, 2018, how it started off so good and then it just spiraled downhill really quickly. I'm going to say 5 games. I need to see 5 games, and I get this is going to be the hardest part of the schedule.
5th one will be the Chiefs.
Nevertheless, though, I'm going to need to see 5 games, especially that primetime game in the bank. Why not? So let's go and I'm going to say 5 games.
I was actually leaning that way, too, but I'm going to give them a kind of a mulligan game in there. To then, okay, you can collect it again against Seattle. I think by the time they face off against the Rams in London, we'll have a good feel. And I know that seems like a long time. It's a third of the season. It's like, Brent, that's way too much runway. I don't think so. I think when you have a new regime, and again, because of the strength of the schedule, like I'll give you that, okay, Cincinnati on the road could be tough. It's going to be tough. Yeah. San Fran on the road is going to be tough. Chiefs at home are going to be tough. Yeah. But in there, you have some games where you can find some footing, whether it's Carolina. I think Houston, if you're really going to compete, is a big game for me to decide that. In Seattle, while I think they are good, they are coming across the country and playing in your place. And if you do lose some of those games, San Fran or Cincy or something like that, well, you need to figure out a way to win that one. Like, you can't just beat the teams that are just okay. Like, if you're any good, you need to win a game like Seattle, in my opinion.
Sure.
So I think going into that, and then the Rams game is really tricky. Because I don't know how good the Rams are. I don't know where they are right now. That's 7 games down the road. Yeah. They know each other so well, given the staffs and everything else. It's on different continent. Like there's a lot to go into that. So I'd say 6 games. Hamby, jump in when you can. But go ahead.
Because once again, I was going to say too. I think the Kansas City game's important, and I get it. On paper, Chiefs just went to a Super Bowl again, right? Like everyone's coming back. Like you're not liking the Kansas City Chiefs at home. Prime time. But I will say this much, Brent. In the past, this team has not performed well in primetime games.
Yeah.
It's been downright embarrassing. If this team can come out and hopefully, it's 2 wins, I mean, even a win against Carolina, whatever the case may be, if they go into that game with 1 or 2 wins and it's a close game, like that almost would feel good as a win to me. Like, yeah, you want to win the football game, obviously, but if you can go on primetime television in front of the country against a dynamic team like the Kansas City Chiefs and like hold your own against them, well, then that's different. We haven't seen that, it seems like, in a long time.
I mean, remember last year
primetime games. I do remember.
Brutal.
Yeah.
I remember it too. Hamby, okay, go ahead, man. What do you think? To Austin's question, it's a good question. I think it's a hard one, but what do you think?
Yeah, as soon as he asked it, I was thinking 6 games. Because when you go to Cincinnati in week 2, you never really know what they're going to be in the first couple weeks of the season. They've always been really bad. So if you win and you're like, you don't know whether to chalk it up to the Bengals are bad at the start or, maybe they're better this year and we're really good. Every time you go to the West Coast and play the 49ers, you're like, have we ever played well over there? So if we get beat by 20, am I going to put really anything into it? The Chiefs, who knows? So I think you got to have the home game against the Seahawks in week 6 to really know, all right, are we going to be a kind of a 500 team? Like, what do we look like against them? Are we taking games down to the wire, or what does it look like?
Yeah, it's good to call, Hamby, about that 6-game window because of how you play out west, how Cincinnati starts the year, all those things. And you think about it's different tests, right? It's like in Carolina game, I think, okay, Trevor's got to go outplay Bryce Young. Like he's better than Bryce Young. He's got to go show it. They've got to be able to do stuff on offense. Week 2, it's like, okay, where's his defense out under Campanile? Can you stop Joe Burrow? Yep. Can you slow them down? Can you contain? Can you be in the fight a little bit? So every game has a little bit of a different feel to it. And so by that time, I think you navigate all those lanes, and then we can kind of pick one where this team is. I think it's fair to say. Hamby, it's funny we're bringing this topic up. I didn't know it was coming, but we're going to get to James Gladstone in just a moment. So if you can get that ready, we had him on earlier this morning, and I think you'll hear the question, but I kind of phrase it like, I think you can sit up here if you're one of these guys, and at some point you're like, yeah, this is how I thought it would look. Or you can be like, damn, this is better than I thought it would look. Mm-hmm. Or you're like, oh crap,
here we go again. Yeah.
No, like this is not good, right? Yeah. Like there are varying examples of that, and there are probably varying groups, not just your overall team. But what I think is, if William Cohen just did an interview with the folks from London, and if he had stopped by during that conversation, I think, now he might not share it completely, but I think the coaches in the NFL, the inner circle of the NFL, probably would answer the question you asked in a similar fashion. Like, hey, we know 3 weeks in what we kind of are. We have these concerns. Like, they're not going to tell you what their concerns are. Yeah. Or like, we have to Band-Aid this up, or we have to make sure we're super healthy. Yeah. All these different things. So I don't know what that is, but I bet there's a pretty standard, hey, 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, 4 weeks in, that they all kind of be like, I knew by then. I bet they don't need 6 games is my point. Like, we on the outside need 6 games. Now they know all the stuff they're trying to do inside.
Yeah.
But we need a little more.
No, without a doubt. And keep in mind, there could be some variables as well, right? There could be some injuries, right? So I feel like that could kind of change things a little bit. But overall, I'm sure they kind of have a criteria that they go off of that we're not really privileged to. Maybe that should be a good question next time we talk to them.
All right.
Sorry, I brought it up now and not like before you asked James Gladstone or Tony Baselli.
Well, no, I mean, it's good. I like it. Let's get to, again, I'm not sure. These guys have been very transparent. I don't know if they'd answer that question completely, the way you phrased it.
Because they might not even know.
Yeah. Let's get to James Gladstone, the Jaguars GM. Football in hand this morning on Fox 30 on Action News Jax this morning, and we got a chance to catch up with him, myself and Chandler Morgan. All right, listen, you sit up there and you watch practice, or sometimes you come down, but it's like, in your position, I kind of feel like first 5 days, say, hey, this looks like I thought it might look, or you could say, uh-oh, please don't tell me it's uh-oh. How do the Jags look?
You know what? Football's starting to really begin to feel like football again. We got the pads on, back-to-back days here. Get an idea of, which position groups, which players are really built for this environment and thrive in this sort of setting, and that's cool to see come to life, right? Our players are starting to build the identity of who this team's going to be day by day, and I think that'll begin to show itself with more clarity here as we inch deeper into training camp. But I think at this point it's been great to see a day like yesterday when, to date, it's been such a mental demand, right? That's been the focus. And then you get into the physical portion with the pads popping, and you don't see a fall off. You don't see it get sloppy. You see a clean brand of ball, and I think that's a testament to not only the players who are absorbing sort of the philosophy and the expectations, but also the coaching staff communicating clearly what we plan to look like. And I think that was a great visual representation of that yesterday.
And it's interesting when you add in the fans into the mix too. You were in an interesting spot too, because in the off season you were the face, all eyes on you really. What's it been like to be a part of Duval? Have fans been coming up to you? Has it been a warm welcome? What's it been like?
You know what? First and foremost, there's nothing quite like the roar of Duval in the stands to get everything going each morning. But nonetheless, it was, I did a ton of talking throughout the spring. I'm glad to see now that we can tilt towards action, right? A little bit more seeing this thing come to life and not just conceptualize it in our own minds. And I've appreciated so much of the support that we've received. It's felt like a quick transition to becoming a home. My wife and I were able to root ourselves here all summer with a newborn. It's not like travel's conducive for that, but it was great to get to know the city. It was great to get in the grocery stores and feel the love, and I very much appreciate that.
Well, this is an interesting spot for you. You come in, you get this job. You don't really know the roster, the players, right? But you're looking at tape. You say, hey, this has some promise. Now that you see these guys and you've spent some time around them, is there somebody that stands out that you saw on film when you were in the job process that you're like, I was right about that guy?
You know what? That's a great question. I do think that you have to live with people, so to speak, before you ever can really assess the true potential, true path for success. You can always visualize that from afar, but to get to know people on a deeper level has been really fun. To watch our offensive line begin to morph into a unit, right? That's a position group that requires all 5 working in unison. It's not just about any one individual shining bright. I think that has been a cool transition over the course of this offseason to really see that begin to show some successful results here early in the down.
Chandler, the football has been a topic. You got the football with you.
Here we go.
It never leaves his hand.
There you go.
The fidget spinner.
I love it. The best guy.
I don't know what to do with my hands if it's not there,
James Gladstone, Jaguars GM, thanks for taking a few minutes.
I appreciate you all.
That is James Gladstone, the Jaguars GM, kind enough to join us. He's always just a fun guy to talk to. Like he delivers in front of the microphone. I don't think we'll hear him that often in front of the microphone from here on out. Maybe a little bit, but he's been kind enough to talk to folks and shed some light on what he's seeing so far, and a lot more praise for that offensive line. Yeah. Brent Martineau Austen Lane, Jags practice from earlier today. Right in the near part of this picture where the shadows are is kind of where we're located. Yeah. This was our view all day today, but obviously practice is now over. And the Jags are team meetings, lunch, weight room. You hear the music coming out of the weight room. And just another day here in Jacksonville.
I think my biggest takeaway from the interview, which was great, by the way, you and Chandler Morgan. By the way, Chandler Morgan featuring in terms of the Oscars and Emmys, does great work there. Had me on the show before, as you recall.
Yeah, she did.
The biggest takeaway I said, aside from your great question you asked, Brent, is do we need to put James Gladstone on concussion protocol? Why is that guy wearing a sweatshirt? It is 99 degrees outside, and he's wearing a full-fledged hoodie.
Well, it's interesting. Huh? A lot of guys do this time of year. Cohen, if you saw him yesterday, he had a hoodie, and I don't know if it was a full-blown sweatshirt, but if you watch the podium, he's sweating through it, obviously.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think I saw, who was it? Udinsky. It's hard to sweat through a black sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Udinsky the other day on the podium, black sweatshirt, you could see the sweat. So a lot of these guys are trying to not... they know what's coming, right? They know the 15 pounds of football season is happening. Yeah, so they try to be good about it. Well, Gladstone doesn't have to worry about that. He weighs 140
This is Gladstone during practice. Why are you wearing a hoodie?
Well,
what do you got to prove?
But he weighs 140 pounds.
And he's and he's in his 30s. I think he's going to be okay.
He's going to be okay.
Damn.
So yeah.
I respect it. I'm wondering why.
See, I think him and I are a little not a lot alike, but a little alike. I think it's like me walking around with a hot coffee out here, man. I'm tougher than most people. I think that's his way of telling he's tougher than most people.
This is why I can't be a GM, Brent, because I'd be out there in flip-flops, no shirt on, and some swim trunks. I'd be like, what are you going to tell me? I got Travis Hunter. You can't tell me anything. Oh, what would I want?
Well, I think what's even better about that is the way this Miller Electric Center is built, which is this part's really cool. I would think most people think this whole deal is very nice and well done. But the cool part is coming out of Gladstone and Tony Baselli's office where they are in the building, there's another balcony area. So they can literally step out their office and watch practice. And that's where they do watch most of the practice. Then they'll come down toward the end and be around the team a little bit more. He obviously had to come down here for the interview. So
do you think maybe he has the AC at
that's what I'm
66
saying,
or something? As
soon as he gets hot, he just goes right back in for 5 minutes.
I gotcha.
If he wants to. I'm not claiming that's
No.
what he does,
I'm just saying, man, I respect the hustle. That's all I'm going to say, Mr. Gladstone.
And definitely, he put the football down for the interview. I was like, get that football back, man. That's part of the MO. As he calls it, a fidget spinner.
Is that what he calls it, fidget
spinner?
I like it.
All right. Hey, let's stay on track. We're doing a good job of that. You heard from Tony Baselli, James Gladstone. We had Brenton Strange on live. I think we still have Tyson Campbell to get to. We've played Anton Harrison. Mark Lamping will join the show, too. So a lot more still to get to here on a Tuesday as Action Sports Jacks and Action News Jacks live from Jaguars training camp. Here on the second day of padded practice. This completes week 1 of camp. It started last Wednesday, 1 full week in the books. And next up, the scrimmage on Friday, and then a football game to be played inside Everbank Stadium against Pittsburgh Steelers a week from Saturday. 1st and 10 training camp doesn't stop. This goes for a few weeks. I think our last show is August 14th, and then we go right into the Friday night Blitz coverage after that with high school. So 1st and 10 training camp tonight, 11:15 on CBS 47 and Fox 30 if you missed any of it, plus more that you haven't seen yet during that show on CBS 47 and Fox 30.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
If you look good, you feel good. And the medical professionals here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics are here to make you feel your best. I'm on camera every week, and I have a confession to make. I'm not always confident in my appearance. Can you see my dark circles? Is my makeup highlighting my fine lines instead of covering them up? I question it all. So when I found out about the wide variety of procedures here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics, I knew help was just one appointment away. Medical Director Dr. Megan Deacon-Casey and her board-certified physicians have been using the latest in cutting-edge technology for the last 10 years, giving men and women their personal confidence boost. From Botox, fillers, Morpheus 8, and so much more. The hardest part was figuring out what I needed. Thankfully, the medical team walked me through what would work best for me through a free consultation. Come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
I've been telling you about CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing for a long time now. Their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. We've had a Connecticut water softener and drinking water system in our home for more than 7 years. You can see the difference whether you're washing clothes, the dishes, or what I like to do most, fill this up for some coffee every morning, and mostly all day. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Right now, you can get a free Connecticut reverse osmosis system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. The experts at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing will test your water for free and determine your water score. Don't know your water score? CGC will find out and recommend the appropriate Connecticut water treatment solutions so you can improve it. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Ask about our 90-day love it or leave it guarantee. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jags PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jags PAL.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at Recycling Simplified.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Well, there's a look at Jaguars headquarters and the Miller Electric Center. That's been kind of the setting for us all day on Action News Jax, CBS 47, Fox 30, and with Action Sports Jax, and we're all over the place. ActionSportsJax.com, social media, of course, on our network with Action News Jax app and Action News Jax now on your smart TV. So thanks for hanging out with us. We've had a lot of fun content throughout the day, and we'll continue to do that for the next hour. Mark Lamping scheduled to join us at 12:30. Tyson Campbell, we will hear from him in just a few minutes. We caught up with him before practice. We'll let you share or hear a little bit of that in a few minutes. I have to do a TV hit on CBS 47 in just a couple of minutes, so it's all on the way. But let's now start the noon hour with our recycled hot topics from Republic Services, recyclingsimplified.com. And, well, the story of today is day 2 of pads, full pads for this team. There's a lot of good conversation about the offensive line, the running game, which lends to, hey, this team might be more physical than they were a year ago.
No, without a doubt, right? And you have to see that on both sides of the ball. We saw the offensive line the first day of full pads come out and kind of establish a little bit of dominance to those first couple periods or so. And we'll kind of hear about reports today about how coaches felt about the defense and did they respond.
And then the other thing is Travis Hunter. He's on the offensive side of the ball. The big eruption in this place today was Travis Hunter, a diving catch from Trevor Lawrence in the end zone. He also had a couple other catches as well. But Travis Hunter starting to make plays. I think that's significant. It's not just, oh, wow, what's Travis Hunter doing? What jersey is he wearing? I think Sunday on defense he made plays. There were 3 of them. Today, he made plays. It's a good sign, and obviously all eyes on him.
Listen, Travis Hunter's making plays, and he's really going against my ethos because you know what I feel about it, Brent, right? Like, I always love watching the big guys. I love watching defensive linemen, offensive linemen. I may have to make it a habit now just going to watch Travis Hunter nonstop just for one practice because, like, he's that electric, he's that captivating.
We think it's kind of funny that, like, the first thing that anybody shares is what color jersey he's wearing.
Yeah,
yeah. But it's kind of, that's the fun part of this thing. It's.
I say you give him like a different color jersey, like his own special. You know what I'm saying?
Like the quarterbacks have red.
Yeah.
Give
him something else.
The split one.
Split one. Now we're talking. I like the split one.
Hey, a couple other things that we haven't got to, which isn't great news. Ryan Sandberg passed away, the great Chicago Cub, and he's been battling cancer and passed away at the age of 65, so very young. But I think it's interesting with Sandberg, especially our ages. Maybe he was a little bit before your time. But for me, and I think a lot of folks like my age or and a lot of folks different ages, you came home and you watched the Cubs at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we know Cubs players because of that, because of how they were on. Not necessarily a Cubs fan, but you knew players. And he was one of the faces of the organization. Very good player. Also, I remember him from my card collecting days. I just remember I had a lot of Ryan Sandberg cards. And if you got a Ryan Sandberg card, hey, that was a pretty good one. By the way, it's Ryan, R-Y-N-E, not Ryan, but heck, it sounds the same to me.
Sounds the same, man. You know, and like that's the thing with the Cubs, right? Like I don't like speaking highly of them, but when we talk about the Cubs when they're on what was it, WGN, they're almost like America's team a little bit, right? And he was one of the staples, I feel like, of America's team. So, the Cubs lost a great one there.
Yeah, and then how about the shooting at the NFL offices? And that situation is, it's like a former high school football player that says he has CTE, and that's the reports coming out of there that he was actually targeting the NFL offices, even though he never got there. He took the wrong elevator.
I can't remember how many casualties there were.
Four, I think, is the final number.
And then supposedly there was a note on him as well saying that, check my brain for CTE and like study it. It's a really weird situation. It's really a tragedy that 4 people unfortunately lost their lives. Just a really weird story. Roger Goodell spoke on it a little bit. Obviously now security is going to be ramped up at that building for the next couple months or so, he said.
Yeah, so those are some of the big storylines around the country. It's really pretty quiet right now, even around football camps, I think. But obviously we're keeping an eye on what's going on here in Jacksonville.
Christian Wilkins too now.
We're going to get to that one.
Okay, gotcha.
We're going to get to that one. Okay. Let's do this. I want to throw it back to Jason Hamby. He has our Tyson Campbell interview that he can get for you so you can hear it. I got to go do some TV for a minute or two on CBS 47, and then we're back at it, and we will get into that Christian Wilkins story.
I'm going to drink my smoothie.
You do. Go take a seat over there.
Yeah, I'll take a seat.
Hamby, take it away for a couple of moments.
I don't know if that trust is warranted, but we are going to get to Tyson Campbell in just a second. Obviously, a gigantic year for the corner. And the biggest thing already so far is just that he's healthy, right? It can't be repeated enough that his health is the biggest thing. He's missed training camps in the past. He missed partial time in training camp last year. And especially now with Buster Brown, we've been talking about, and we continue to get updates on him. Yesterday, we learned Buster Brown is going to be out for the remainder of training camp, right? They expect him to be back, hopefully, for a couple preseason games. We'll see. That's to be determined. Will he be back for week 1? Obviously, the hope is yes. But if Travis Hunter and Liam Cohen talks about, Jarian Jones is going to get more reps, even guys down the depth chart like Trey Prince, Christian Braswell getting more reps because of Buster Brown's absence, how much more does that put on Tyson Campbell as the only surefire guy that's locked in at the corner spot, right? Travis Hunter, they believe he's going to be there, but he's not going to play 100% of the snaps. They were going to need a guy like Buster Brown. And without him, again, more pressure or just more responsibility, more onus on Tyson Campbell to take on, that next step to be healthy, because if he goes down, then what do you have? But Tyson Campbell looks healthy. He looks good. Training camp, everybody's been saying, coaches included, that they've loved everything that they've seen from him in the last couple of weeks. He caught up with Brent Martineau earlier this morning.
Jaguars quarterback in the building early.
Yeah, man. Early bird gets the worm, man. So we got to be here.
How is camp going so far? How long are these days? Is it mundane yet, or there's still a good amount of enthusiasm about football getting going?
It's been long days, but a lot of energy, because we know how much talent this team has and, the potential, we have. So, every day's been, full of energy and excitement.
Year number 5 for Tyson Campbell, 2021 second-round draft pick. Obviously, new extension before last season as well. Does it feel like you're a grizzled vet now in this National Football League?
Somewhat. You got the young guys, asking questions and asking, about techniques and routines and stuff like that. So you definitely get that vet feel, and you accept that role, being a leader, on this team. So I've definitely been embracing it.
You're usually a pretty locked-in guy. I feel like you look a little more locked in. Was there anything that you did this offseason to get more locked in for this 2025 season?
Yeah, I feel like it's the same mindset each offseason, trying to get stronger, faster, healthier. So those have been my main focuses, and bringing in that mindset into this year as well.
What's it like going up against Brian Thomas Jr., now Travis Hunter, each and every day? How competitive is that? How good are those guys on that side of the ball?
It's very competitive. I believe in iron sharpening iron. So every time I get to compete against those guys, I know I'm getting better each and every day.
All right, fans back out again today. Full pads today.
Yeah.
It's real football, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Get the physicality, popping out there, in the heat, in front of the fans. So, bring a little juice, get that game day atmosphere out there.
All right, we look forward to watching you. Thanks, man.
Appreciate
Tyson Campbell, Jaguars cornerback, entering year number 5 in this remade defense. Should be fun to watch as soon as Friday night in the scrimmage.
All right, that's Tyson Campbell with Brent Martineau. Obviously, he's talked a lot about the guys that he's going up against. He's going against BTJ. He's going against Travis Hunter. He's going against De'Ami Brown. Rep in and rep out. And look, that's going to be how it is in the National Football League, going against every other team's best. Let's go back out to Brent Martineau. Brent, is obviously, you talked to him. You've talked to him a couple of times over this offseason. It's a huge year for him, and the health is the number one factor again.
I think you just tossed it back to me, Hamby, but I wasn't listening. I was listening to the other show.
Brent's got a lot of stuff going on,
There's
man.
a lot going on right now
though.
in my ears.
I'm impressed, man.
There's a lot happening.
It's good
folks.
stuff.
I love my favorite part about doing the show when we have these kind of things is like, you guys are cool about it. We don't have to be like super polished.
Yeah, no,
it's
we're
like,
good, man.
let me switch over from this IFB to that. You can't say that stuff on TV. I can say whatever the heck we want right here.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it. Nice shot, by the way, Hamby, with all that.
I'm just glad, too. I almost made an appearance in the background of your
You almost came over
but
too
don't
early.
worry, man. I sensed it, and I got back. I was an athlete. Did a little backpedaling.
You followed the back out of the backfield.
Well, because my understanding is that you're going to do one shot, which I thought you did. I don't know you're going to do 2 of them. Because you talked a little bit.
I had to wrap it.
I
That's
got
called
you.
the wrap.
The
You gotta
wrap.
wrap.
Okay.
So, Yeah, you're right.
The rep.
Hey,
Got it.
You're doing more and more media.
The
By the way,
more you know.
Like, is it official you're doing the Monday night stuff with the Jags?
I mean, I don't know if we can announce that yet.
Yeah, what the hell? We can say it.
Break it on here.
Reports are Austen Lane will be doing some Jaguars.com.
One to watch. Something to watch.
Like 4 to 6, I think, on Mondays.
I think 4 to 5.
4 to 5. Oh, okay. Well, you know your contract.
Hey, man, this is 1 hour of work here. Yeah, I think it's 4 to 5. It might be 4 to 6. So who knows? But,
and that's with Pete.
It'll be with Pete every Monday. Yeah.
All right, good stuff. Nice job. That was Tyson Campbell, by the way. Here's the thing. Quick comment. I don't know exactly what Hamby was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I've had multiple people tell me Tyson Campbell looks really good.
Yeah.
In camp.
Mm-hmm.
Good sign. Listen, man, I think he's a really good player. I think it comes down to it's a little like Trevor. It's like I think you feel like you're going to get good play at some. You're going to find it, but you got to stay healthy. You got to work through that stuff. You got to play 17 games. Give us a sample of that. If you're Tyson Campbell, what that looks like, and I feel pretty good about him as a player.
No, without a doubt. I mean, the biggest thing with Tyson Campbell, I think Hamby alluded to this a little bit. It's the health. Like if you can stay healthy, if you can stay on the field, we've seen the good. It's just so some of the bad and him not being on the field. Like, and when he has been on the field hurt, like he hasn't been 100%, right? And he has been a little liable. So. I think if he can stay healthy, that's the biggest thing, bro.
Again, I got to ask my what if game, right? Like, what if he stays healthy? What if he's as good as they think he is, or at least that Balky thought he was, because he paid him, right? So, and we think he is good, but I think when you're getting paid like that too, you have to become a consistent good player for this football team. When you can say, okay, got that, and I think there's a separate. I don't even know now because I think he's 12th or 13th in the league in terms of highest paid corners. And so does that qualify that you need to be a shutdown guy with 6 picks? Like, I don't know. It needs to feel good, though. I know that. Like, you need to be able to be like, hey, I can match up with anybody. And week 2 is a huge test for this secondary because you got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
Here's the way I see it, Brent. Like, yeah, he's outside the top 5 now in highest paid corners, outside the top 10, like you just said, in the top paid corners. He's the top paid corner here. So the Jacksonville Jaguars need him to be the top corner here. And he has to do that by being on the field, obviously.
Yeah. We got a comment in there, I think, from Hamby's Burner. We need a Daniel Griffiths update on Trevor's completion numbers after today's practice. Has he been updating them? I think there are people keeping track of all this.
God bless him.
I really don't.
God bless him.
And maybe Griffith's a numbers guy. He's our guy. You can read all about it at actionsportsjacks.com. He wrote about stopping the run today. In fact, on actionsportsjacks.com.
Can we go to that right now? Actually, Hamby, go and just put us right to that article right there.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about that.
I can find it. I don't know. I didn't give Hamby a great warning here. But
just shut down the show and just put it up on the stream, Brent.
We will be able to see it. And
I'm just kidding.
Relay this. But I think this goes along with, I think he did this coming out of Josh Hines-Allen's comments about Devon Hamilton. Okay. And I read this on the show the other day. Hamilton's 12.4% run stop percentage ranked second among defensive tackles last year. When I saw all that, I was like, oh, this is going to say from 2022 or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was last year. And remember who the only person higher than him was? Calais Campbell.
So
that's interesting.
Right.
Yeah. And then you've got some other people on this list. Devin Lloyd, Pro Football Focus second highest graded linebacker. I think that comes with a grain of salt there. Again, we're trying to figure it out, but we can't sit here and say, oh, yeah. I mean, those are two players, if you look at those numbers, the numbers look better than they impacted the game.
Absolutely. Simple as that. Yep.
So how much do you put into it? It's what we've got. Trayvon Walker, 30% run stop percentage, ranked 9th at the edge position per ESPN. That one I believe.
Yep.
He's good against the run. I mean, him and Josh, we were asking about comps. I mean, is one of the best comps for Josh Hines-Allen Trayvon Walker? Are they a very similar player?
Yeah, I mean, it's starting to trend that way. I think, though, with Trayvon, you think a little more of, like, that bull rush, a little more of the power. And with Josh, I feel like a little more, I don't want to say finesse, because that's not the compliment. I feel like he's a little more maybe crafty.
Yeah, that's good. He's got more in his arsenal, and he's more experienced.
Exactly.
So that makes some sense. That takes some time sometimes.
Yep.
Jaguars won just 4 teams to not allow a rush of 40-plus yards in 2024. Really? Really?
Did we play Derrick Henry last year?
How long was the Saquon hurdle?
Oh, that was only probably 20.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, if that even. Yeah, I just think it was a short first down though.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know if we should be celebrating and throwing a parade for not allowing a 40-plus yard run.
Now, what do the passes look like on the other side?
Well, that was the thing, right? The bust plays were huge. Jags allowed, I think, 71 explosive plays. I think that was the number.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel might have had that like in the offseason sometime for us. So they allowed an enormous amount of big plays, but obviously not a 40-plus yarder. In the run game. Again, you can read more about it, a little more in depth about all those numbers, actionsportsjacks.com with Daniel Griffiths as he writes for us and delivers some different topics. There's a lot of stuff on the website right now, folks, from Storytellers of the 904 to our interview with Liam Cohen last week to more of these interviews probably we'll throw up there in the next little bit, and also all the articles from Daniel Griffiths, too. You mentioned the Christian Wilkins story. This was one we kind of tiptoed around yesterday.
Yeah.
And I don't really know where it is today. We just know that there's actual information out about Wilkins and why the Raiders got rid of him. Yeah. Partly because they say the rehab didn't go as well from a football standpoint. So they either lost trust or faith in him. But also there was this weird situation. And the weird situation is reportedly that he attempted to kiss a player on the forehead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was kind of, I think, put in like a playful manner.
Sure, yeah.
And then there were some other rumors and stuff, but that's the only one that has come out of this report.
Mm-hmm.
I have two questions for you. Like, what does that say to you? And two, is that enough to cut a player of potentially his skill?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we talk about this because this is what we always ask the question, Brent. Does the talent outweigh the distraction?
Yeah.
Right? And obviously a very talented guy. He got paid from Miami for being a very talented guy. Comes to Las Vegas. I think this would have been his second year of that contract. I mean, listen, I don't know the context. I mean, I guess I can kind of know the context. Happened in the locker room, try to kiss a dude in the forehead. Like, yeah, I'd probably be a little freaked out by it too if that happened to me. Like, I'm trying to put myself in a situation where if I was in that locker room and I saw that happen, or if that happened to me, yes, I would probably feel a certain type of way about it. So if you couple that with the injury stuff, the rehab that was going on, I think it is enough to get rid of him. I really do.
Will it be, I asked you the question yesterday, depending on what's circling around, will it be enough for somebody else to say, no, we're not going to sign him? Is this guy's career over in the NFL, do you think? And again, there's a long way to go maybe in this, but as it sits right now, as fresh as it is, does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think because you bring him on a team, you're going to have to answer the questions.
Yeah.
Right? And do you want that headache of, hey, what are you seeing from him? Like, why'd you bring, I don't know, man. It'll take a very special locker room, I feel like, if you were to bring him in. And, like, right now in Jacksonville, for instance, like, is he a great player? Yes. On the field, is he dominant? Yes. Do you want him here right now? I don't. Right? Because I think you have enough going on, and the last thing you need is that kind of distraction, I feel like, for this team.
The interesting thing here, when you say that, like, hey, we'll take a special locker room. Well, the special locker rooms are usually good teams. So what's fascinating about it is, let's just say somebody does bring him in.
Yeah.
It's going to be somebody like the Ravens, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Eagles that are going to be like, okay, yeah, what the heck? And they only get better.
Yeah, watch the Eagles bring him in. It's
like,
just,
they
already have plenty of them.
But that's how this does work sometimes, right? Like you bring in that player that's like, I'm not sure, but he's really good or can be good. And we don't know where Wilkins is at right now. Again, coming off the injury, all this stuff. But it's an interesting story.
Yeah.
I don't know, like how much, I don't know really where to go with this in terms of how much do you associate what he did with maybe his sexuality or is this just not the right way to have fun and poke around?
Yeah.
Like, we don't know that, right? We really don't know the context of where this occurred, but it was enough to warrant see you later.
So this is the funny thing, because like, and obviously this never happened when I played, but like I feel like if this would have happened back in like 2010, like once again, if it's in a joking manner, I don't see him getting let go for it. Like I just think that we live in a different time now where you can't get away with stuff like that anymore. Right now, whether it's sexuality, whether it's playing around, the point is that somebody felt uncomfortable, and the locker room felt uncomfortable. And I find it hard to believe that they just let him go without consulting in some of that leadership in that locker room, right? So maybe you brought in, like, I'm trying to think of leadership there, like Max Crosby, maybe like Jacoby Myers, whoever the leadership council committee is there, And I'm sure they kind of had a conversation about it. Hey, what do you think about Christian Wilkins? What have you seen from him? And I think if they truly wanted him in that locker room, they would have kept him. I think there's a reason why he's gone.
Yeah, we even heard, like, where are locker rooms? Let's just take away from Christian Wilkins because I don't know I don't know where all that is. But I mean, our locker outside of that kind of like, you can't do anything. But I'm just saying, where are we at in the NFL right now? Michael Sam was now what, 2019?
Yeah.
20. That feels like a while ago.
It feels like a while ago.
So, do you think anything's changed much? At how, like, how that would be received? How,
so I think in terms of, if I'm being completely candid, I think when we
the Michael Sam stuff was 2014.
I think the more that you see it, the more that you can embrace yourself with it, the easier it is to digest. When you have a situation like Michael Sam, and there's been Carl Nassib, I think, was another guy.
Nassib's the most recent. By the way, Hamby just said Michael Sam was 2014.
Wow, yeah.
It's
So
been
it was a
that
while ago.
long. Holy
yeah,
cow.
and then you have Carl Nassib, who he's retired now.
I think he's
believe.
retired.
Okay.
But he was
those
actively,
are the two cases that I know of.
Yeah, they both are admittedly gay.
Yeah.
And in NFL locker rooms.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So here's the issue with it, Brent, right? Because we always mirror like NFL to real life, but there's certain aspects where it's not. Like obviously in totality as a society, like I think it's a lot more accepting than it was 15 to 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But in an NFL locker room, well, it's not a common thing yet. So if something's not common, like you can be forward thinking and you can embrace everything, but like people still may not feel that comfortable with the situation because they're not around it all the time.
Yeah.
So until I feel like you have more guys like coming out and you embrace yourself with that, it's going to always kind of feel a little weird, and I think a lot of guys will feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, the reality is whether they are outward with that or not, there definitely are gay players in NFL locker rooms.
Of course.
Like, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
without
I
a
think
doubt.
It's got to be almost an understood thing.
It's definitely but it's weird because maybe it's different now, but like back when I played, like there was. It's almost like the don't ask, don't tell thing, right? Like where you might have like an idea, but like you never broach the subject. It's just like that's cool, and it didn't bother you. It's just like you do your thing, I do my thing, right? So I'm sure those conversations are had in every single locker room. But it's just weird as, we progress so much as a culture and a society. I feel like in locker rooms, it's still kind of maybe behind the times a little bit. And it's not to the, detriment of any players or anything. It's just, you don't really see a lot of it.
Yeah. And I don't know where I thought it would be by now, especially after the Michael Sam.
Of course. Yeah.
That's been a decade. I can't believe it's been
That's
a decade.
good, isn't it?
But you would, and again, I don't know where it would be, but I just thought maybe we'd have more examples, or maybe there'd be more discussion about it. But that was Nassib and Sam. Outside of those two, it's been very little discussion until this situation was brought up, and then rumors were flying, and people were saying, and all this. And that's the other hard part about it. This isn't like Christian Wilkins has commented on any of this, at least that I've seen yet.
Yeah, it's wild because you almost felt like when the whole Michael Sam thing is like you're going to be like in a new era where like more of this was just going to be a common thing, and it wasn't. And I don't know if that's just a lack of maybe how like he was treated or like how the public image was of him, or other players may be afraid to come out. I don't know what the case is and everything, but like, I thought we'd be in a different point than we are now. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and I don't know where that point is. Like, I'm not sure if it's like a bad
Honestly,
point or
I
a more
just
point that it's not even a headline.
True. I thought it would be just a little more common, I guess.
Yeah.
But
the Wilkins story is interesting. I think the next phase of this is, well, does he say anything about it? And secondly, does he end up on a team? Because again, we're talking about a pretty good football player here.
Yeah,
like,
talking
what
about
was the difference? Like the Michael Sam situation, well, he's a borderline NFL football player.
Late round pick and everything. Yeah. I mean, if I'm Christian Wilkins, I have to address it at least and get my version of it out there. I think you have to do that to appease any other teams that are interested in you.
Well,
because
who knows
right now it
else
doesn't look good. Yeah,
his representation is trying
Sure.
to do that. He might stay quiet on it. Hey, let's do this. Take a break. We come back. Mark Lamping scheduled to join us, team president of the Jacksonville Jaguars. We've had a heck of a day here already. Tony Baselli, James Gladstone, Tyson Campbell, Brenton Strange. We've heard from Anton Harrison. Might even get Devon Hamilton in, as well as Stuart Weber and Olivia Tassley caught up with him. But if we don't, we'll have that tonight, 1st and 10, training camp, 11:15 on CBS 47, Fox 30. Coming up next, though, Mark Lamping joins us to talk about the business side of the Jaguars. And don't forget, Storytellers of the 904. We kicked it off a couple of weeks ago. It's now live on ActionSportsJax.com with 9 different episodes, and many of those Jags-related. A lot of stories going all the way back to the early 90s.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jax 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Save 10% off any water heater plus no trip charge. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. For a limited time, CGC is waiving the trip charge on all related plumbing calls. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
For the game day hustle and every day in between, juggling my show Jag Social to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet.
Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table.
Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjax.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Would batter.
Yeah. Look at the construction going on right outside Everbank Stadium. It's been kind of fun to watch every time we come over here, whether it was all the way back at the draft or recently now with Jags training camp. A lot happening right outside. Now, I have no idea exactly what's happening, but there's a lot happening, and that will be ongoing as we enter Friday with the scrimmage and then next Saturday with the Pittsburgh Steelers and preseason game number 1. They'll work around some of the schedule of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Nobody better to talk about that than right now with Mark Lamping, Jaguars team president, who's really helped spearhead this whole project. And we love seeing the cranes right. I mean, look, we've got the view of it, and we'll talk about the 4 seasons and your offices, but let's start with the stadium. There's a lot happening over there.
No, it's awesome, and it's a little bit of the price of progress. And, our fans had so much to do with getting us to where we are. And, to know that the Jaguars are here for generations to come. And, a lot of people outside Jacksonville never thought that would occur. And, but thanks to largely to the support of our fans and the community leadership of Mayor Deegan and City Council, we were able to achieve that goal. Now the hard part comes, where we've got, the next 3 years where things are going to be a little different than what our fans have been used to over the first 30 years of the franchise. And, just really want to thank our fans in advance for their patience, for their understanding, and, it's going to be really unique the next couple years, and things are going to be constantly changing, but that's the only way we can do it, and and still get it done by 2028, and only have to spend 1 year away from Jacksonville.
Yeah, and we'll get to that part in just a moment, but I think people will wrap their arms around that. I think you lay out the plan, you know what to expect. I think people are ready to expect a little bit of that. What is going on over there right now? I mean, is it electrical stuff? There's a lot of underground things going on.
Well, there's a significant amount of work. Almost all the work right now is outside the stadium, and that's a really important part of the project, because it's by doing this work outside that we can improve what we call the vertical transportation, the way people get from the ground up to their appropriate level within the stadium, and also how we can widen the concourses. There's an entire new structural column beam that's being installed around the entirety of the stadium, and then we also use that to ultimately support the roof when it comes on in a couple years. So it's a lot of the not very romantic stuff, although as fans come here on Friday, and they'll be entering in the south end of the stadium, and just the south end will be open for the scrimmage. We don't need the entire stadium open, obviously. You'll be able to see these large showcase staircases that are being built right now. In fact, there'll be concrete poured probably in the next couple days. So come Friday, people will be able to go by there, and they'll literally be able to see how these massive featured stairwells that are going to be placed at each corner of the stadium, along with escalators, to get fans up there. So it's progress, but still a long way to go.
How important are days like the scrimmage and also next Saturday to kind of feel this thing out for the upcoming season for you guys? Logistically, this has to be a challenge.
Yeah, well, it's absolutely important that you have multiple dry rehearsals before we start the regular season. So we have the scrimmage and only one preseason game this year. And it's also important to Liam and the coaching staff. Many of them, it's the first time they'll be in the stadium, so they'll use Friday night and then the preseason game as dress rehearsals so that the players know what to expect. And then we get the added benefit of giving our fans the opportunity to get an early look at how things will be different because some people's parking is going to be affected. You know, how you enter the stadium. Once you're in the stadium, how do you get to your seats? And you know, all of us are going to have to be really nimble as we go through that process. And you know, the responsibility is really on us to have timely communication to our fans. And you know, we'll have a plan that, you know, we'll be doing that in a very formal way in advance of every home game where there are changes to share.
I don't think any the plans have changed, but just to lay it out for everybody, full capacity this year. Obviously, I think it goes down to 43,000 next year, and then 2027 away from Jacksonville for the entire season, and still to be determined on where you guys end up, and obviously approval with the NFL process.
Yeah, we're nearing the end of that process. You know, now there's dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and you know, the league is very focused on the process, and in essence, the same process and approvals we had to get to sign a new 30-year lease here in Jacksonville, we have to go through that same process to get approval to be able to play 1 year away from Jacksonville. So you know, a lot of work is going on there. Will affect the 2027 season, and you know, as I said earlier, we're sort of going through the painful process right now. But the good news is when we get to the end, we're going to have something really special and something that our fans helped make happen in a very large way that you know, secures the NFL here in Northeast Florida for generations to come.
Well, so on the where will the Jags play in 2027, I'll steal a line from Shad Khan. Stay tuned.
That's good.
That's what he likes to say.
Well, that's good. That's good.
How about what else is happening across the street? And Four Seasons, your office building. If you haven't been down here, and if you come down for the scrimmage or next Saturday's game, you're going to see it look a lot different. And I know something you like. I know Shad really appreciates this. Those cranes are doing a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, I sit right here. I think we see 5 cranes right now. We know there's a couple more behind us. So, you know, 7, 8 cranes are you know, fully activated right now, but so there's several major things happening just across the street from the stadium, you know, on the banks of the St. Johns River, the north bank, and starting from the west and going to the east, there's a 6-story office building. It's topped out. The windows are being installed right now. That's where the Jaguar business offices will relocate into that building. We'll have 3 of the 5 leasable floors, and then we'll have tenants for the top 2 floors. And then right next to that is the Four Seasons Hotel, which still has 1 more floor to go, and that building will be topped out, meaning they've reached the you know, the top of the building. That'll happen before the end of August,
Okay.
which is a big deal. And in that,
A restaurant up there, a bar up there?
there will be
Yeah.
there will be. There's several things on the top floor, but there'll be a really showcase restaurant with beautiful views of downtown Jacksonville and St. Johns River, both looking to the west and to the east. And so the hotel rooms are on one side, about 170 hotel rooms, condominiums on the other side. And then behind the hotel and behind the office building, the old Metropolitan Park Marina, that has been totally torn out. And
yeah, we don't see that.
You know, well, you know,
Unless you're in the water.
Yeah, unless you're out. But that marina that was certainly due to be replaced. That's all been torn out. A new marina will be coming in, along with a marina services building. You'll be able to have a pump out station. There'll be fuel. You'll have a dockmaster's office. You'll have a ship stored, and you'll have a nice restaurant right on the Riverwalk. As the Riverwalk now will connect from downtown all the way out to Metropolitan Park, and there's actually a small little city park that's located back there as well. So it's going to be night and day different from what we have now. And you know, I know everyone hasn't gone out to that part of downtown, but it's some of the most spectacular views, and it's going to be great. It's going to showcase Jacksonville in a way that those of us who are fortunate enough to live here know how great it is. But now it'll be people will be able to experience nationally, even internationally.
I think you're one of the most unique men in sports history with what you've done in St. Louis and MetLife Stadium and now this. And I'm sure you could write a book about it or go into super length. But, I mean, with 3 different things going on, like how does that compare to maybe what you did with MetLife?
Well, there's a lot of support here. I mean, there's a whole separate real estate division, actually headed up by Shauna Khan, that's really focusing on the Four Seasons, focusing on the office building, the marina, and all that. You know, we were involved in some of the work up front, but you know, now it's the real estate group is really focusing on that. My attention as it relates to the activity around here is 100% on the stadium project, and it's a massive project. It's probably more complicated than any project I've worked in the past because we're dealing with a renovation. That's the only way we could have gotten to where it made sense economically for the city, and it made economic sense for the Jaguars. So, while this is a massive project, $1.4 billion, we probably saved $1 billion by not building brand new. And there's a really positive story to tell as it relates to sustainability and resiliency. So we have to put up with some headaches, and we have to be flexible for a couple of years. But when we get done, we'll have a spectacular facility that economically worked for the city, that worked for the Jaguars, and it is a massive undertaking. But we've got a great team that's been put together, not only the general contractor, but the architects and other consultants we have on board. We have a world-class team working on it, and now we have the responsibility to deliver a world-class project at the end.
It's a good story. It's going to be a great story to tell when it's all said and done. I'll end with this. When we had you on, I think it was draft day maybe, you gave us some insight on how you thought the building had started to change. You're in this new regime, the job Tony Baselli's doing, Gladstone and Cohen, their chemistry, by the way. Now that you've even seen it for a few months as we head into this football season, how do you feel about some of the changes inside that building?
Oh, I feel great. But most importantly, because Shad feels great. I'm over here occasionally to visit with our members of the media, but I don't hang around in the Miller Electric Center much. But when Shad was going through the decision on what should this organization look like, and I was fortunate enough to be asked to be part of that process, the one thing that was very clear, and nobody's really going to argue, is that the way teams are put together is going to continue to evolve. And you're a big baseball fan. You know how that revolution happened in baseball. Some teams were ahead of it. Some teams lagged, and the teams that were ahead generally were the ones that had more success. Well, that same thing is happening in football, and will continue to happen. So one of the litmus tests in terms of the structure, but most importantly the people that were involved, is, do we believe that these are the type of people that are adaptable, that can change with changing needs, and are they willing to change? And that last part was probably one of the most important, because what the formula is this year to try to put together a team and get the best value out of the roster that you build, it's not going to be the same 4 or 5 years from now. There will be different tactics that will be employed each and every time that the teams are trying to find that edge. And the margins are so fine in the NFL. You really have to identify those places where you can have a distinct competitive advantage, and we think the team that's been put together, in addition to 3 great people and 3 people that are getting along really well, all 3 of them are really, really smart.
Yeah.
And I think that's key.
Yeah, I like what you're saying there. By the way, you not only have to be nimble, but sometimes you're on the forward part of that evolution and that move, and it looks like these are some guys that maybe can do that. We'll see as the league continues to change. Hey, no truth to, I will shake your hand, no truth to the rumor, I kicked Austen out of this interview because I thought he might brag about the NL Central, his Brewers over the Cards a little bit. I didn't want to get into that.
No, people should know the reason that Austen isn't in the picture is that there was only one box to stand on. One of us little looked out of place. But no, it's Central Division in baseball. It's going to be exciting. I think the Cardinals have fallen out of it, but the Brewers won last night. They got 2 more games. We'll see. That's like, that's quite an accomplishment for the Brewers.
Oh yeah.
That is really something else. A lot of things have to go right for a team like that. I think they have the best record in the majors right now. We're very close to it.
They do. One of them or Toronto.
The best record.
There you go.
He knows. He's keeping track. Trust me. I talk to him every day.
I don't know what about. Cardinals and Brewers have only played in the World Series once. 1982.
There we go.
You know what happened then.
Yeah,
so.
that was back when they were on that other side.
That's right. That's the American League team. All right, take care, Brent.
Jaguars President Mark Lamping with an update on everything going on around this football field, and terrific update. There's so much happening, which is really cool. There you go. I mean, you're listening. There's a lot happening, man.
I thought we were talking about Brewers.
Oh, no. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a lot happening.
Doing?
And in Milwaukee. No.
Christian Yelich once played over here.
Yeah. But no,
It's crazy, man, because you think of just everything that's transpiring now. Everything's getting built. You have, obviously, the Travis Hunter. Like, it's on the field. It's off the field. There's a lot happening right now.
And I think, Mark, it gives you a great illustration of how this all works. I mean, obviously, there's so much detail that goes into it, but he's so in tune with all of it. I've always said he's really one of the rock stars of the organization.
Yeah.
To keep moving the ball, how to figure it out, all these different things.
Yep.
And he's got so much history. I didn't just say that because he's here. I mean, you go read up on Mark Lamping, you find one of the most unique individuals in sports in terms of what he's been a part of.
Yep.
From an infrastructure standpoint, this is the latest one, and this one is not easy. But I just love seeing it all happen all at once. And then what he says about this group, and that's something we don't talk about very much. But that was interesting in their process. That the league's going to change again.
Of course.
Right? The league's going to change another. You know it. You played in 2010. How many times has the league changed since 2010 or 13, 14 when you
don't even recognize it anymore, honestly.
Right? So I think that's a really good point. Will this group be able to move with it? They think so.
Yeah.
And that will be something to keep an eye on. In the future when it does move. But I also think these guys are smart enough. Maybe they're on the cutting edge of that. Are they going to do some things? Is Travis Hunter one of those things?
Yeah.
That ushers in, hey, you can utilize this guy on both sides of the ball. We might have already seen one of those dominoes with this regime doing that.
And it's just refreshing to hear, right, Brent? Because so long ago, this place was kind of played with bad optics and everything, right? And it almost seemed like they were kind of behind the times a little bit. But now, we see the Electric Center here. We see this beautiful practice facility. We see the Four Seasons going up behind it. We see, they're starting to make modifications out of the stadium. Like, you're starting to go from, kind of being behind the pace to actually setting the pace now, and then that's really cool because it's happening at a great time when there seems to be a lot of intrigue too with the team on the field.
Yeah, I think we don't usually hang out this long at camp. Well, at least I don't, especially right in here.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of activity.
I've never been in here before.
Oh, you
first time? No, first time.
They really did a great job with this.
Yeah,
like if this is an illustration of where they, what they're going to do with the stadium.
Yeah.
Right, and in the vision of this is. Most people view this first-class facility. People from other places in the NFL, people that have been around the Jags organization for a long time. I mean, it feels that way to me. I've been in the building quite a bit, and it feels that way. But it's just not my opinion on it. And so, it's interesting. It's your first time being in here, but I think they kind of know what they're doing in these new facilities.
Yeah, I'm just so disappointed, man, because we can go on the jugs machine like I wanted to, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but it's all good, man.
Well, what I was going to ask you
I feel like Brent casually asked him to take it away when I wasn't looking. So what do you got?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, is like, what do you do this time? Like, you're off the field, you're done, you just put a bunch of work in as a player.
Yep.
You obviously go eat lunch and things like that.
I'm napping.
Are you napping?
Yeah.
Are you eating? Are you? It's obviously meetings, right?
So when we had friend of the show Josh Scobie on, we've told the joke before, but I kind of had my own little slice of couch always reserved, and I would go eat lunch, and then I would hang out with Anger and Scobie, and whatever movie was playing. So one time was Titanic, and I definitely got a good nap during Titanic because hey, it's like 2 hours of just Jack, Rose, and then it's like an hour of actually the ship going down. So I was able to get a good nap then, but yeah, I mean, everyone kind of handles it differently. Some guys want to do yoga, some guys want to stretch, some guys, want to get an extra workout in or like a third workout of the day in. Me, I was all about rest and recovery.
Like, would you eat a lot?
Oh yeah, man.
To gain it back, right?
Yeah, because you lose so much
you
of
lose
practice.
So much weight.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
Who was I talking to? I think it was Tyson. I think I had asked Tyson.
Okay.
But he said by the end of the day, he'll have gained it back, eating and drinking water.
No, I mean that was the beauty of being around that time because it would be so hot and you lose so many calories, so I could eat whatever I wanted. Ice cream, bring it on. Like burgers, let's go. I'm just trying to maintain.
Young.
And I was young. Now, if you're Greg Jones and you want to have the physique of a G.I. Joe, then it's like 25 grilled chicken breasts, 10 cups of broccoli, and things like that.
Yeah, I would say if you want that, it's hard to get the calories.
I didn't need that. Yeah.
Right?
No, of course.
I mean, it's hard to beef up as many calories.
Do you know how many chicken breasts you got to eat to try to get the 3,000 calories, Brent?
Yeah,
that I'm sure Greg was burning.
Like 200 a pop, right?
Something like that.
That's a lot of them.
Dude ate a lot. Dude was in the cold tub. He'd put Epsom salt in a cold tub, sit in there for 20 minutes, and eat his grilled chicken and broccoli.
grilled chicken and broccoli.
Grilled chicken and broccoli.
That's what you remember about Greg Jones.
I mean, I remember a lot about Greg Jones, but like that always sticks out to me because like if I'm in a cold tub, I'm like, I'm trying to like, center myself.
Yeah.
I don't got time to eat and think about things. This dude's eating, having conversations.
Anybody else that was kind of quirky on the diet that you remember?
Well, the big one was Eugene Monroe, because if you remember how that all transpired, I think that would have been 2011. So that was the lockout year. And he turned vegan, and I remember he lost 20 or 30 pounds.
Yeah,
so he came into camp 280. And Jack Del Rio was pissed, right? I mean, you have an offensive lineman with a 12-pack, and it's what the hell is this?
Oh, by the way, the old school way of thinking, too, Jack had played, and I mean, your offensive linemen don't look like that. Yeah. I remember Eugene, who, by the way, played well, too, but I think Eugene was one of the he was the first time I'd seen a real fit offensive lineman.
Listen,
and now a lot of guys you can now wear that weight the way guys are bigger, faster, stronger.
You can wear it, but if you have an offensive lineman that's trying to go for the cover of muscle and fitness, it's probably not the best sign. With all due respect to offensive linemen out there. Yeah.
So you think if he was a little sloppier, he would have been even better?
Eugene Monroe. Well, so what happened was he reported at 280. I remember. And then, Jack made him put it all back on. So, he was like that for maybe, 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. And then he started to, obviously, add weight. Because, I think that's the point where Jack was either you put on weight or you're not playing. They were, really taken back by it.
If I remember, that was a long time ago. Now it was 15 years ago. I think that was a story.
Yep.
That was a pretty main story.
Oh, I know the story because I was working out with him during the offseason. Hey, so, I was,
we talked a lot today.
By association.
We talked a lot today about Brenton Strange and had him on. I thought he said something that was pretty fat. You asked him the question about where's the mentality come from?
Yeah.
And he actually, speaking of weight, said even when he was a kid, he wanted to play running back, but he was too big.
Yeah,
so he had to go play offensive line. So he's just a shade over the running back weight limit.
Yeah.
And then had to go jump in there on the O-line. And that's kind of where a lot of this mentality and the ability to block, the want to block, which you always hear about blocking, whether it's on wide receivers or tight ends, is you got to be a willing blocker.
No, and I can relate to it too, as coming from a small town who I started out as a running back, and the coach threatened to put me at offensive tackle just because I was so big. I threatened to say, that was to be my first holdout right there.
Yeah.
What was in Pop Warner if I moved to offensive tackles, because there's no glory in that, especially as a kid. But, and I'll say this again, Brent, I think it's a rarity to have the mindset like Brenton Strange, because at tight ends, it's all about getting those touchdown receptions, right? It's all about getting the catches, the yards. It's all about fantasy football. That's if you're going for a new contract, that's you put in the contract and say, well, look at how many yards I had. Look at how many touchdowns I had. You don't really go, look at how many pancake blocks I had. Even though it's a really important stat, and Mercedes Lewis has made a living off it now for 20 years it seems like?
I think this is year number 19, if I'm not mistaken.
But I do respect Brenton Strange as cut from that old school mold, that old school demeanor where it's I take as much pride as blocking as I do receiving.
Yeah, that was a fun conversation with Brenton Strange. Hey, this has been a fun day out here at Jags camp, and stayed a little longer than usual. Got here a little earlier than usual, 6 a.m. until 9 a.m. on Fox 30 and CBS 47 with Action News Jax. Then right here 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. on the Brenton Austin Show on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. We will have more coverage of the Jags in this day coming up tonight, 11:15 on CBS 47 and Fox 30. Then back in the studio tomorrow. Jags are off, and then we get rolling with the week. Again, Friday scrimmage. Make sure you check out Jaguars.com for all the information, how to get there, register, all the rest. It'll be it'll be unique. It's not normal. South end zone only, Mark Lamping just said. And then a week from Saturday, you got the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, another dry rehearsal for everybody involved, even the fans, to get ready for what the stadium is going to be like in the fall. So we appreciate John Dever over here and the Jags PR staff for helping us out. Tyson Campbell, James Gladstone, Tony Baselli, Brenton Strange, Mark Lamping joined us all live. We heard from Anton Harrison as well. You hear from Devon Hamilton tonight. We caught up with him. Foye Aluakin and Anthony Campanelli on the podium too. So a lot of people talking about Jaguars football, including us. Thanks for hanging out with us. You can see more of it or listen to more of it on the podcast. It goes up at 1:30 each and every day. And make sure you check out actionsportsjax.com. Have a good Tuesday, everybody. See you tonight. First and 10 training camp at 11:15.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why gutter helmet?
Well, gutter helmet is truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With gutter helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With gutter helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jags PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
It's been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jags PAL.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School. Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School. Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School. Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Sun's out, suits out. That's right, it's summertime in Florida, which means it's time to say goodbye to bulking season and hello to shredding season. But if you're like me, you're having a hard time sculpting and shaping those final pounds. That is until I came and saw my friends over at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Right now, everyone is hopping on the Evolve X train, and the only destination is finding your perfect summer body. The technology uses electrical muscle stimulation and radio frequency energy to cause your muscles to contract, all while heating up those deep layers of your skin and tissue to produce collagen and reduce fat. It's like doing 1,000 sit-ups in 30 minutes. No pain, no needles, just results, right? That's right. So leave those winter layers back at the station and come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.